working off some wicked hangovers here in Tokyo.
Masanawa! Now we're gonna go into the nail match! And you're going against Leatherface!
It's December 28th, and on the 26th, me and Jeff Skelton, a lot of people know Jeff, we went out with Tony Myers, Chainsaw Tony Myers, and we had a couple beers at Ribera Steakhouse. I'm going to chop this up into two parts. We're going to call this Beers and Chainsaws. It's just a 2-episode thing. We can't do this every week or anything.
We're going to get you with the chainsaw! Into pieces!
But Chainsaw Tony, he's been around the Japanese indie scene for quite a while. He's been doing, he's in he's done a lot of stuff in the U.S. Obviously from Memphis. He was in H2O last year. So this is a fun little interview. We talk Carnage Cup. We talk. I can't even think of everything because I'm wicked hungover. So all right, guys, enjoy this little show we got.
You hear me, Masanawa? We're gonna cut your body!
Hey. It's gonna be the biggest bitch for you to audibly chop up this thing.
I do it all the time.
My old ladies want a picture.
I do it all the time. So what is the overall? I mean, I got a bunch of questions, right? So, and I'm going to try to keep them streamlined. So, what is the overall business of Freedoms? Like, explain to people what are the differences between Freedoms and, say, some American company? You know what I mean?
Freedoms to me is like the brand. It's like they're the GCW of Japan. Mm-hmm. Only it's even more mainstream for them. Like, the whole deathmatch thing will never really go like mainstream. But for places like GCW and here, it's so bizarre and still so out of it because
where you have girls in the crowd, old people in the crowd, families.
And the bizarre thing is, you look around; these people are like well-to-do, like they're dressed real
businessmen,
well. Yeah, and the girls aren't like ratty, disgusting. The girls are actually like pretty girls. It's like calling the sky blue. I mean, it's not like I'm being a perv or anything, but you can look around and see the quality of women and be like, wait a minute, these chicks are coming to see these guys. Blood and snot flying out. Like, what the hell?
My friend made a comment. So he was with me a couple of years ago, and the final show, and we went to like 10 shows, and the final show was Deathmatch Carnival of 2017. And when he went there, he immediately goes, dude, these aren't wrestling fans. These are like metal horror movie fans, so, So
well, they did something like that a couple weeks back. It was with Anti-Scene.
Yeah.
An American Death.
Yeah, the Genocide Fest.
Yeah, which is where the first time I locked horns with Takeda. And even then I go, this guy is slick. It's like, Takeda's the kind of guy that if New Japan picked him up, he'd be like another Honda. They'd be like, why were you doing death matches? Why, you're so good inside the ring from bell to bell. Like, why? But to me, it's like, death match, it enhances, like, I went on record and I even went on my Facebook, and I pointed out, I was like, bell to bell, nobody can tell me that the match quality last night with Takeda and Kasai, and the match with Violento Jack and everybody, like, bell to bell, nobody could tell me there was a better match as far as like drama goes. Maybe it's because I was there live.
Yeah.
It's just the way that I see it. Like, to me, the deathmatch thing, it enhanced it because it wasn't like a bunch of guys working all around the deathmatch items and whatnot. It was more like, all right, this is a tremendous match, but there's also this too. There's also a friggin', I mean, when you're watching guys take
razor
falls
board,
did you see the thing with
that spike through the cheeks? Jesus, yeah.
And on top of it, when they opened up all the safety pins, and I mean, the guys pulling them out and they're all crooked and bent and everything.
By the way, Jeff, if you want to jump in and say anything, I don't care.
It made me wish that I won up my game. Like, there was a point last night where you could see, like, my old lady shot on video, so I went back and I watched her handheld, and there was like a point in time where I was like, gonna run, springboard, like moonsault backwards over the top rope to the floor. And I was like, first thing that crossed my mind, I was like, I don't want to put that into cut. I don't want to put that on Fujita, man. I mean, I'm not a small guy.
Or you mean your girth, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want it, And then another thing too is remind myself being like 44 years of age, like, what are you doing? Is it going to make it that much better or anything? It reminds me of like private conversation I had like years ago with Hayabusa. He goes, "You're 40, and then, he couldn't remember my age. I go, yeah, I'm 41. He goes, you're 41. He goes, what do you think? That like New Japan is going to come to you and be like, oh God, we needed you this whole time. He's like, that's enough. That's enough.
So speaking of GCW, so spoiler alert, I was the guy handing out the DVDs. A lot of American fans don't know that. I saw someone saying, "Oh, I bet Brett's there now." It was me. I was one handing them out. But anyway, so what do you think? Like, so right now, when people here in Japan, when they think of fucking death matches, they think Combat Zone, right? How is that shifting? What needs to be done? Like, what do you think needs to be done for a new company to break back into the deathmatch scene in Japan?
Man,
Because me and Brett came up with the idea of DVDs. What if we just start handing out, some kind of sampler DVD, right?
Yeah.
And that's how it all started a couple months ago.
Yeah, because here DVDs are still the in vogue thing. There's still, you saw this. There's record stores here.
Yeah.
There's still DVD
Because
shops.
they want to collect stuff.
Yeah.
They have this
They
collection
don't-
mentality.
And two, for them, like, to torrent anything or to put it on YouTube, you got to remember, Japanese are very traditional about, like, old school mentality. That's thief. That's stealing. That's bad. That's not honorable. That's somebody else's work that I should be paying for. They're still in that frame of mind. I know it seems like so bizarre for people to think like that, but honest to God, that's their culture. That's their mentality. You look around, you see 137 million people in this country. And the whole place is the size of Minneapolis. It's like, I'm sorry, Minnesota. It's like, how do you get people to behave like this? But it's their culture, it's their thinking, it's their way. I think like you and I were out on the street before, we were talking about like, open racism or anything like, this is their country, this is their culture. What do you think? You think you're going to change it? No, that's just the way it is. Like, the Japanese people have this incredible way of accepting. So your father died. Oh, well, I got to go to work. But I would love to see, like, that's a way, it's an underground kind of way to think about it, handing somebody like a sampler DVD. But the stuff that's on there would make your average person, like, morbidly curious.
So I was curious about this. So has the Freedom Office, have they seen this stuff, or are they just oblivious and they just know that there is a company over there?
They're so focused on their own business.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is a way of bridging the gap.
Yeah.
It's going out of your way to bring somebody in like Kasai. Because Kasai, I mean, bell to bell, come on.
And he's going to be coming in February.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is as beat up and weathered as the guy is, you're still seeing him give every goddamn thing that he's got. I mean, he was out there last night taking stuff that never in a million years would you imagine a guy who already has his track record. What does he have left to prove to anybody? Mm-hmm. It's like they did this voting consensus thing over here. Did you know he was labeled as like the 10th most popular current active wrestler? That's in this entire country. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just like, he's such a humble guy that I was like, you're aware of that, right? I showed you this shirt. We're part of the same like heel faction for Mr. Pogo's WWS. And it's just like, I don't think he's such a humble guy that it doesn't like really dawn on him. Like it doesn't really like sink in. He's still that guy. He still like treats himself almost like he's a young boy.
So why doesn't he want to go back to America? Why have there been so many years where
he's so focused on his own business? It's the same exact thing with Onita. Like everybody, GCW were the first people to ever contact me and go, "Hey man, see if Onita can come over here." And like Hayabusa was in the middle of trying to make his comeback. They're like, "Get him too," and Mr. Pogo. Well, Pogo's passed, but he had child support issues. He was very skeptical of the States. Hayabusa hadn't made his comeback yet. He was just getting to where he could almost rotate and bounce into ropes, And people didn't understand that Onita was in the midst of relaunching a new FMW. They ran their anniversary show. They did so well that Hideki Takahashi was like, "Hey man, got to get everybody back together for this new FMW, man. I mean, look at the way this drew. I mean, just running a tiny little indie show, and you do like 3,500 people. Wow.
Do you mean the show in Odaiba?
No, it was before that. It was 2014 in summer.
Okay.
So it was like, and this.
But they've relaunched FMW multiple times under different sponsors.
This was the latest relaunch.
Yeah,
the one with Takahashi was a guy that used to back in the old FMW. He was the guy that sold their ads. So Onita knew they had business, but he didn't really want to fully trust him yet. And everybody knew the buck stopped with Onita. He was the boss, no matter what. He was the one that was always giving me, and not just because I was wrestling every night, but he was the one that was always giving me like instructions of what to do outside the ring. Because of the bit of language barrier, they told Onita, it's easy for you to communicate with Tony. Just tell him, while you're sitting there and you're putting together your match, just throw this at him.
So, real quick, going back to it, now you posted on Facebook that you were watching the GCW sampler and Kasai was with you, right, when you put it on?
No, that was this morning when I took my laptop to go wrestle out in Honjo. I guess I'd give a shout out to Yappy, which is one of the 2 subsidiary companies, along with CPE, Catfighting, that's like an offshoot. WWS themselves will run random house shows without a ring.
Yeah.
But they ran one last month in Miyagi. It didn't do as well as we thought it would, but they based a lot of that on one of the local guys that was also in the main event. But and it just didn't come through. But they're always looking for ways to expand. And basically, WWS.
Who's they?
WWS.
WWS. Okay.
Everybody's still trying to keep alive the Pogo. I mean, this was his envisionment. So I mean, but so much of that ties in because Jun Kasai comes and regularly works for him. He's part of the top heel group there. And, even as a heel, people out of respect are lining up deep to buy his. But, like I said, with the relaunching of the FMW thing last year, GCW were the first people to contact me about bringing in Onita. And then Rob Feinstein said, if there's any way you could get him out here for Tommy Dreamer's House of Hardcore. So, one by one, I saw people coming through me to get to Onita. And I'm like, there's only so much I could bother this guy with because he has Wild 7 that was assisting him, Pandita, all these people. And at one point, they turned around and showed me his laptop. It's got 10,000 emails to get to.
Yeah.
Same thing with Hayabusa. He's like, you know how many messages I get a day? And I was like, that's why I don't bother you with shit, dude. Unless it's something like really important. But you could sense, and like I did with Onita, I was like, this guy is... When something interests him, when something piques his mind, okay. Otherwise, don't, I went to him countless times and I was like, you got to get this Masada guy. Or I came to him one time and I go, Ego Fantastico, Robert Anthony. I'm like, this guy's gold. I was like, and I would tell Pogo, take a look at Chris Dickinson. Take a look at this guy. Take a look at that guy. A lot of times it would fall on deaf ears. There's only so much you can push something on these people because day-to-day life, for Kasai running his own promotion, there's so much he's dealing with.
So why is he doing it now?
With his own promotion?
No. Why is he going to America in February now?
Because
I've been told for a year now.
Yeah.
Well, I've been told for 18 months now.
Yeah.
Every time I ask somebody, they all say he just doesn't want to do it.
No,
he just doesn't
want it. It's not that he doesn't want to do it. It's for him to derail, stop in his tracks, and then he knows he's going to have to be on the phone and be rude to all these American people because he's still dealing with business. Hey, our ticket outlet over here. How many? Okay, look, here's how much you got to put for advance tickets. He still has to juggle all this stuff while he's here in America, or while he's there in America. You did mention that we're at Ribera, right?
Yeah.
So if I say here or there,
Yeah, we're in Ribera right now, so we're in Tokyo. But anyway, so you said now is right.
Yeah, now is just the right time because it dips off a little bit. He saw a chance to get an opportunity to take. Same thing with Onita. This was him doing his farewell tour of, look, this is my final retirement. My body can't handle this.
Yeah.
He's like, this time it's different. And basically he went on record and said, may the Buddhist God remove my tongue if I come back to wrestling. Well, what he wound up doing really was coming back as a volunteer. He was only charging 1,000 yen, which is like $10 a booking, which is the mother of all marketing ways to say, hey,
plus marketing, plus transport. He also will take money for the subway
I lives in
bus.
Saga, that 7-hour car ride. He had to rent a car. I go, that puts you in the hole already. And he goes, you think I'm coming back for the money? He's like, I'm not coming back for the money. He was like, you guys are my genuine friends, man. I can't hang out with my friends. He goes, what do you think? You're going to come and watch me pick rice out in the fields or come watch me fish? You think I'm going to pull you seven hours away out of where you're at, your comfort zone here? And I'm like, dude, I would do it if you wanted me to. A friend's a friend. Pogo at the drop of a hat would call me. I'd have to jump on a train and go 3 hours all the way up to Isazaki City when I wasn't living with him. So I mean, they'd have to do like office work, go around with him, tickets, put up posters, everything.
So real quick, so the I was told, I'm just gonna say some stuff, right? I was told that how do I put this? You know, I'll be really blunt. So Kevin Brennan wanted, this was about a couple months ago. Kevin Brennan said, "Oh, I want Kasai to come in for the Carnage Cup 2019." And how much money do you think he's gonna charge? Hold on, I'm just telling a quick story.
That's not
okay?
me laughing.
I'm just telling a quick story, okay? So I told the person, I said, Kasai, look, he's got a price. He doesn't want to come to America, is what I'm told over and over. He just doesn't want, like you said,
know what it is?
he's
Again,
got business.
It's
Well, hold
not
on.
that he doesn't want to. I'm trying to give you a bit of like
No,
inside
I get it. I'm just painting the picture. It's not that it's just, hey, look, do you want to quit your day job for 7
Thank
days
you.
to go somewhere and
Yes.
fly on a plane
And
for
then it's all
a
awkward.
for
and you
what?
have to
A
be-
payday and
Yeah.
that's it?
And
you
it's
know?
people have to understand how awkward it is for the Japanese to boom, you're in America.
Or me,
Oh,
I mean, shit, dude,
Now I
how-
gotta speak this fucking.
How weird is it? I mean, I live in China. It's so weird being in a taxi and the guy's
You know
trying
what
to
I
talk
did?
to you.
I went back and forth on Facebook and I don't make it a habit of blocking nobody. But this guy, I was like, you have to understand, the tickets that were purchased from CZW, they were trying to get the economy flight and everything. They were trying to cater to him. They were trying to arrange for him. And I always told him, you come stateside, I'm going to take care of you because you've always taken care of me. Him, Pogo, everybody's exceptionally nice to me. So I go out of my way for guys.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's just what you would do. They're so kind-hearted and they got everything to lose.
Yeah.
Especially gambling on someone like me. So anyway, I told this guy goes, whoa, Nita should have worked out. I said, no, you don't understand. He shouldn't have worked out a better deal. That was him committing to something, signing a shitload of autographs for over 4 hours after his fucked up plane flight. He had to get his passport stamped just to go outside and smoke a cigarette in his connecting flight from same shithole I was in Hong Kong. But I mean, what people fail to realize is just how far above and beyond the call he went. And like late at night, they were dropping off their bags at the hotel, and we walk in, and there's two poor guys that, I guess they got their autograph before, but they wanted another one. My old lady's steak has arrived. That's what's probably cutting into the audio too.
No, that's all good.
But
Don't care.
he was just so tired and sleepy. He goes, God, everyone's going to think I'm an asshole here. And I'm like, trust me, they're handling this a lot better than I would, Chris. I was like, I'm getting on edge by people, they're just, Oh, do you have Pete with the other two leather faces? I'm like, there's the boss. There's the guy that gave me this.
Yeah.
There's the guy that gave me my name. The other guy that gave me the gimmick is unfortunately in an urn now, but and I'm still juggling and dealing with all that shit. And
So just to get back to it. So what I was told was,
I know, don't I go off on a tangent?
well, that's okay. That's how I just know how to reel you back in.
Look behind you. Look at these people staring at you.
Let them stare. It's okay. So the so I was told, they're like, look, Kevin Brennan wants him. How much money? And I was and he told me, they said he wants to drop $5,000. I said, I think that's enough money for a 1-day payday, right? But hold on, let me finish.
There was a lot of people
Let
in
me
his ear
finish.
about that. I wasn't one of them.
Let me finish. Hold
There were a
on.
lot of people in Kasai's ear going, do you know these guys?
Yeah. Can I get some rice?
You can have mine.
Yeah, I'll take it. Okay. Well, hold on. Let me finish. So when the deal with Game Changer Wrestling was made,
Remind me, I have the funniest story about Polo and Onita.
Yeah.
With John Rare and the stabbing incident.
God, we'll get to that because I'm ready to bury Kevin Brennan pretty good. So anyway,
Oh, that
so
didn't take long.
when the Game Changer Wrestling deal came out, and I told some people, I said, hey, look, Kevin Brennan's trying to bring him in. They said, well, good luck, because what I was told was the deal with Kasai coming into Game Changer Wrestling, it's not a strictly money deal. There's something about it. There's a little bit of, long story short, is Freedom interested in infusing some talent into their company right now?
Yeah, but the whole thing is okay, you see a big show like last night, right? That's plenty of money in the pill for them to work with, right?
Yeah.
All right? Now you got to rent out another building and another building. Transport the ring. You got to do this. You got to do that. That's money going out of their pocket. And I mean, starting out as a poor man's company, financing on his own dollar.
Yeah.
It's not like he borrowed any of his money or anything like that.
Yeah.
He's on a very limited budget. And they don't want to get in the habit of opening the floodgates to letting guys fly themselves over. You know what I mean? For the longest time, like we were talking about this outside, it became a bad stigma if you flew yourself over to Japan. And it was. I would see hand over fist them beat the shit out of guys and be like, go the fuck home. You have to fly yourself over here for work. World of difference between like Chris Benoit being invited to the New Japan Dojo or Kenny Omega, who was living out in the middle of nowhere in Winnipeg, who had to basically fly himself in and get work in the States. Same thing with Kevin Steen, El Generico, and all those guys. Big difference. Because it's just not, people aren't capable of being discovered anymore. They don't realize that. I've been coming here since 1994. How a complete fool like me even got the door open like that was basically, they were just looking for somebody to kick the shit out of. Because guys like Eddie Gilbert, Doug Gilbert, Brian Christopher were too big of stars to want to do the job. I was floating around the Memphis territory. Fucking goof. You know, I had some size to me. I could take bumps. Hey, get a passport, shithead. You're coming with us. You know, the problem was by the time I arrived here, he'd been fired. And it left me out in the middle of nowhere. They said, you're a young boy, you go to dojo. And I'm like, but I've been wrestling for 5 years. Shut up. You don't have to work these either. Here's a fucking match, shut your mouth, get in the ring, and that's it. That kind of opportunity is not presented to guys like the entire GCW roster. You think that back in the day, a guy like Marcus Crane, who fucking kills himself, literally, or a guy like Matt Tremont, who I watched literally go into a fucking grave to even have a shot against Onita. Opportunity stories like that will never be repeated. It will never happen again like that.
Why?
It just won't. Because if somebody was to push himself as much as Matt Tremont did, they'd be dead. I saw the guy get off. I saw him outside once in a lifetime, and the guy's heaving, dry heaving. And just, I felt so bad for the guy. To know that all the shit that he went through on top of medical problems, medical issues, which were expedited by doing the dangerous shit that he does.
Yeah.
But I mean, opportunities like that, now there is no FMW. It's fallen by the wayside. Opportunities like, you know, a guy like Mike Samples who got to come over for Big Japan Wrestling, flown over nonstop. That doesn't happen. It took me so many years to establish the friendships, relationships I have here, them to even fly me in. But I mean, there's a shit ton of shit that I do between offices, independents, and all kinds of other bullshit where I make my way here and I prove my worth. But to get discovered and have them put that kind of trust in you, it's just a different day and era in 2018. So many new independent companies have sprung up. These places don't have any startup. They're just trying to get established. Same thing with like Freedoms, right? If they had the kind of income flowing in, trust me, they would be flying in at Nick Gage. They would be.
So why do they fly in the, you know, Ciclope and Miedo Extremo?
Well, guys like
'Cause,
that.
I mean, that's too, you know, I mean, Jack
It's a cheaper flight.
Jack lives here, right?
Yeah.
Right? But what
Not
about
only
the other
that,
guys?
that opened up the floodgate for him to bring in, you know, his buddies and everything.
Yeah.
So I mean,
But
that,
DTU as a company, they're faltering. They're on here, not tomorrow. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. Like there's, and I'm not a spokesman for any fucking company. I'm just a spokesman. I'm a spokesman for fans. You know what I mean? And you know, just us. You know, we're trying to do we did the GCW sampler DVD, and anybody listening to this who wants to come at me, I've had a promoter tell me before, you know, to basically get my mouth off of their dick and everything. To which I say, well, then give me a better dick to suck, because right now I don't have one. You know, this is the only company doing anything like this. You know,
like it's such a bad thing to admit that you're a mark and that you love what you're passionate about. And,
yeah.
oh, Christ, does anybody think that the shit that I put myself through? I mean, to leave behind 3 daughters, come over here, lose that on Thanksgiving, Christmas. I almost lost that on my birthday too. New Year's.
It was Christmas fucking yesterday.
Yeah. New Year's Eve, I'm all the way out in Osaka. That's me sitting my ass on a fucking bus for 8 hours.
Yeah.
You know, going all the way out there. You know, there goes my. Whoops! There goes another fucking New Year's Eve. You know what I mean? But it's not only that. Nobody tells me to do the kind of things that I do. I just do them because I'm trying to cash in. I'm trying to give people the money's worth. I still have a great deal of passion. If that turns me a fucking mark, I don't give a shit. I'll eat that shit. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter to me, because I mean, I know I don't have too many years left in me. When I see the younger crop of guys with GCW, I wish to God there was a way to freeze this time and throw it back to like the early 1990s, where everything was just on the starting to just really take off, you know? Where everybody was coming up with their own deathmatch company because it was a popular thing.
Yeah. So going back to it really quickly, because it's in my head. I don't want to cut you off, but you know what I mean? But anyway.
No, so I'm trying to shovel a salad in my mouth.
Yeah, go ahead, take a bite. So, shit, I just lost my whole train of thought.
Not my fault.
No, it's okay. Okay. So when they're flying it, when they're arranging deals to fly in Masauka, Takeda comes in. Now he's independent; he can book his own dates. But when there are deals between Game Changer Wrestling and Freedom's Big Japan when they flew in Ueki. Do the Japanese companies see these fly-ins as just one-time paydays for this guy, or are they looking to build any kind of trust between a foreign company?
I mean, they're looking to build for the entire future, not just cashing on what. I mean, like you take for instance last night, they knew going in they had a solid advance.
Yeah.
They already knew that the building was probably going to back out, but there's a certain deal of walk-up that needs to happen.
Yeah.
And then when they reached standing room only yesterday, it was like, oh shit, and, wow. You already cashed in on your chips. The most you could do is just deliver a show then.
Yeah.
But
you got to do it fucking in March and June and August.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to do it over and
putting
over.
a certain name on a poster going to be worth flying them over with, I explained to you before, and it's not me putting myself over, it's just trying to give you the frame of mind. Okay, in my case, Togo would pay for my ticket. He would go to other independents and be like, listen, I got this guy coming in. You want to use him? I need a piece of the pie. Tadashi Tanaka, one of the top reporters around here, would do the same thing. He would get me independent work on the side. I would owe him a piece of the pie. Togo would always, intercept and be like, hey, man, I paid for a fucking $2,000 flight, goddammit, Okay. Same thing with Onita. Same thing with WWS. That's going on to this day with WWS. Now, they're solely bankrolled on Ramen Man, and, Ibaragi's always hanging around with their shows. So now more than ever, they need to cash in on me, so they're going to loan me out to small independents, which, to me, is fine. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, for Freedoms to have to do the same thing and have to work with other places, they're gonna have
more
to
people that they
them.
need, So it's more staff, basically. Yeah. More staff hours, we'll say.
And I mean, take the situation. Like, see, there's a lot that you can't talk about because you don't want to get people in trouble, this, that, and the other. But case in point, Jun Kasai leaves Big Japan Wrestling. Now he can't go to Big Japan and be like, hey, listen, if I fly in this Nick Gage guy, can you guys put him to work? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that bridge is, but the bridge is rebuilding because he's back with him. Mm-hmm. Things like that. They're so. Like when people go, oh man, why they push this Roman Reigns? There's probably 20 billion reasons why they do it. Why did they put this guy over in WWE? Why did they put him over this other guy? There's 20 trillion. Why are they jobbing this guy out? Who knows? Maybe the guy's got a shitty attitude. Maybe they just don't like maybe somebody in power just doesn't like them for some reason or another. There's always reasoning behind why would you cut your own balls off and not want to make more money with your own company? You don't have a clue what's going on behind closed doors. Nobody really does.
Do they feel like the Daisuke Masauka run in 2017 was that I won't say a failure, but was it was business kind of faltering?
I think it's because of who they had Takeda in there with. You know what I mean? Like
no, I mean Masauka in 2017 when he was champion.
Yeah, I think with that. It's one of the dreaded things of, well, if you put them on a poster, that many people are going to come.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the way that they were feeling when that was going on. Who really knows? Mm-hmm. I mean, I never went on record and really asked anybody.
No, it's always fun to just gauge. Like the big thing right now that me and Mike on the show talk about, and you and me were talking about during the show, me and Jeff, we were talking about how it's the same matchups. It's the same matchups. You know what I mean? And at some
That
point,
they need something fresh.
yeah.
But they also, too, needed to plant their roots and say, this is who we are freedoms, this is where we're going, this is what we're doing. It's the same thing, like Big Japan. How many times can Ryuji Ito beat somebody?
Yeah.
How many times? People were clamoring for Masada to come up and finally knock him off his throne. Never would happen. Because all in all, they're like, oh, this guy's just going to pack up his shit when things aren't going his way and go back to the States. How do you know? Why not give it a try? Had they at least tried, I think they would have wound up with, like, I seriously thought that Masada would have been like the foreign savior of that company. That he would have been in there, another Terry Funk for like death matches. That's just my own personal opinion. But it's the whole dreaded thing too, is no matter how much you push for somebody and you're working with the same company, there's going to be a pushback like, all right, I'm tired of hearing about this guy. And I think that's where Ryuji Ito got sideways with like Masada. That he just got sick and tired of people going, yo, Masada needs to be here. Masada needs to be on top.
What is the relationship like between Ito and Kasai?
Between who?
Ito and Kasai.
I don't know.
Okay.
You know, there's always been like, you know, they always throw around the word brother. There's always been like a sibling rivalry.
Yeah.
So, like, to me, Kasai just should have been the man and never been knocked off that perch.
Yeah.
And if he lost to somebody, it should have been just like neck and neck. You know what I mean? And then from there, you can bring somebody else into the mix. But I don't think that Ito ever wanted to relinquish it. He didn't want to lose his grip. I mean, you remember, I'm trying to think for American fans, in a more mainstream way, what I could relate it to. Like when people said, oh, Hulk Hogan won't put nobody over, what a piece of shit. Like he's going to give somebody his fucking job?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know, I don't blame him in one sense. In another, it's the marquee thing. You know, who can people relate to the most?
Yeah.
Well, if I go to Freedoms, I expect Jun Kasai to be on top.
Yeah.
And you know, I'll never forget one night. God, I hate to intercept with like this FMW lame story, but I remember one night Yaguchi actually pinned Onita, like 1, 2, 3, middle of the ring in Shinkiba, and you just saw those people just leave like in silence. And it was like no matter how much Yaguchi has put himself through, people just weren't willing to accept. And it was so sad because the guy has busted his ass. He's done everything. He's always set up the ring, put out chairs. It was so sad to see, you know. But I mean, they had been grooming him, and they had been on top of Onita for forever, since the late 90s, when Onita had his own company. I mean, they didn't feel that if you feel that people aren't willing to accept it, you're not going to know until you try anyway. So why not just give it a shot? That's at least what FMW tried to do, was, hey, maybe we could create somebody, you know, leave questionable doubt in people's mind. Maybe he's able to beat him. It's like they're sitting there and Takeda's going back and forth with Kasai, and I go, you know, harkens back to what I was originally saying. I didn't want to know who was going to win. I was like, I want to watch this shit.
Okay, cool.
If it was spoiled for you, you know, then you'd be like, I already know, you know, I already know there's going to be a kick out here. It's going to suck. All right. He says he's going to bury Kevin Brennan.
Well, just anyway. I don't know. Did you got any Kevin Brennan bullshit? You were going to tell me that story about Pogo and Onita talking about the box cutter.
And one of those guys from Deep South sent in their shit.
Wait. Okay, so they sent in a promo tape or something?
Yeah, they're just trying to get a job. And Pogo goes, do you know who the fuck this is? They keep dropping your fucking name. And I go, I don't even know anybody down there. And they're like, well, they say, you know, that they spoke to you. And Onita would come back to me with the same thing. Who the fuck are these people, man? So the one night I'm in a goofy mood. I'm drunk. I'm drinking with Onita. And I'm watching the documentary that Kevin Brandon did.
Yeah.
And Pogo just... He goes, hey, chatomate. Skoshi. Pogo goes, who is this guy? The guy talking. And I go, that is
the owner.
And Pogo's going, oh my God, yeah, fuck. Everything, fuck. He couldn't believe, his mind was blown that the owner's over there going, yeah, that piece of shit don't work here no more. And then this fucking guy, and then we didn't clean up this fucking place, and they found fucking crack pipes in the fucking place. Yeah, he was just going on and off. And then I showed him the box cutter, and I go, these are some of the guys. And Pogo's like, where the fuck are all the people? He was like, how many people are here? What could they possibly getting paid to do this? And then the next night he's telling Onita about it, and Onita's cracking up. And Onita kind of rubs his chin. He goes, I'll let him interrupt if he wants to tell you. He goes, you know how many people he and I drew? The landmine exploding. Gives a number, and it's not inflated in any kind of sense. And you remember FMW was on the upswing.
8, 12, 20, 40, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like frightening how the steam kept rolling. It's kind of the same thing with GCW. It's like, when it was brought to me, like Onita just goes, what does GCW do? And I was like, well, it's where a lot of the fans have all went to. And I go, picture this. It's the cool place. Mm-hmm. Because he said, it's Joey Janela. I said, Joey Janela's like that cool guy that everybody wants to eat at his lunch table.
Yeah.
Like, everything about him just screams fucking cool. You know what I mean? And same thing with the GCW project. It's like the new age. It's like the what's up, what's happening. And he got it right away. And him and Pogo are cracking up, and he goes, I did get a couple of stabs and cuts from barbed wire, and he's like, and Pogo throws in, and he's like, yeah, at one point I could feel the hot flames, burning me with the explosive. He goes, but every bit of that blood was created by a gig. He goes, what the fuck would you do that? Why would you
jam a box cutter in?
And he goes, does it catch on? I go, it's got this very strange, weird, cultish thing about it where people will morbidly tune in, even just to laugh at them, even just to be like,
well, it's like, what do you call it? What was that old bootleg tape that people passed around? Faces of Death or whatever? Yeah, it's no different from Faces of Death.
Or Banned from TV where the chick gets hit by the fucking train.
Yeah, it's no different,
Yeah, you can watch it.
It's the bottom of the
barrel. But you don't want
to
watch it all day long,
Yeah.
Did you see the entire match of that? When he did the box cutter?
Dude, nobody even talks about it. He took a side slam.
He took off of the Coke machine.
The vending machine cracked his head.
Oh my god!
Onto a needle board of literal sewing needles. That's the crazy. To me, I'm like, that's the craziest part of the match.
Absolutely.
I mean,
funniest thing is,
yeah,
Christian Cross was a guy that
he got fucked up in one of those tournaments. Yeah.
He was a guy that when I was running my own deathmatch shit in Memphis, he was a guy that, he wanted in. Didn't have any training. I know him all the way from back then. He's from Jonesboro, Arkansas, around that area. In fact, I have missed messages from him in my phone right now. But it's well wishes and that kind of shit. It's not, But I mean, when I found out that he was actually doing death matches, I was like, I don't remember him getting much training or anything. But then, for them to be like the cool guys that are just treating this young guy like shit, and I'm like, I don't think he knew what he was getting himself into. But still, regardless, I mean, just for them to kind of treat him like shit,
Yeah.
Guys
So,
are more
have you
smart.
ever had a run-in with Brennan?
Never.
Okay. So you don't have any stories, right?
No.
Okay. Do
not
you have
me
any
personally.
thoughts or opinions?
Oh, God. Go and look up Fat Corey. You know who Fat Corey is?
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Corey Higdon does this fucking podcast, and he went to Carnage Cup. I listened to that fucking...
Oh, okay. I did watch this. I heard that.
I listened to that, and I listened to it on the FMW tour bus, and the guys wanted to know what...
Was this the guy, he's diabetic, and he had to leave before the show was over? Was it that one?
No.
Okay.
He,
never mind. Okay.
He just gave, a proper analysis of everything that went on.
Yeah.
And last year we were touring Sapporo with FMW. It was Asahikawa, everything ends with Sapporo.
Yeah.
And it's the whole crew, everybody. So you're flown over there because it's like a tiny little island. It was like a 9-hour drive, but everybody just flew. Bought everybody's plane tickets. So after that, we land, the girl that rigged up all the explosives and helping with the ring, she drove one of the tour, one tour bus, then there's the other tour bus. Well, the guys wanted to know what I was cracking up laughing at. And when I told them, word for word, I had to translate, what was going on with this podcast. Everybody was like, wait a minute, this is a real, place? Like, this actually happened? I was like, yeah, I swear to God. And they're like, wait a minute. Some people in the middle of nowhere, and some
Tennessee
people
or whatever.
Tennessee, yeah, at a taco shack, the entire tour bus started hanging on every word I was saying, about this podcast. That's how funny it was. His recanting and recalling of all the stories were just so
You got to send this to me because
funny
I don't
and
think I heard it.
unintentionally funny. I'll put that guy over to the day I die. He was blown away. He's like, Onita has heard my fucking. Everybody heard it because they didn't hear me shut up about how fucking funny it was. Just about these people out in the middle of this nowhere taco shack. Some fat chick taking a shit in the woods. This all really happened. I was like, man.
I was there front row.
For what, Carnage Cup?
Yeah.
Walk us through it.
Oh, geez.
Walk us through it, Jeff.
Please.
What's a Carnage Cup like and what makes it different?
Well, this is different.
Let Tony eat his steak,
Yeah.
I mean, it's raw.
Two, I got to know, off the top. Do any of you, look around while this is going on and be like, what the fuck, man? What led us all to being here and watching this? What the...
I'll tell you a funny story
I'm not going to say who, though, real quick.
about Carnage. Oh, go
I do have a picture where Kevin Brennan is sitting on his ass, Indian style. He's looking up at John Rare wrestling Spider Boudreaux.
And he's got a big boner in his pants.
Probably does. But even the back of his hair is uneven. It's cut here and
He reminds me if Big, the movie Big, was about a hillbilly who likes death matches. Some 8-year-old kid got grown up and now he's got a real job, but he's still just an 8-year-old kid. That's Kevin Brennan, and he happens to be a racist,
I'm
Anyway.
so glad I got my question. Do any of you look around what the fuck are we doing here? Do you discuss IWA Deep South stories yeah, then there was a time at Carnage Cup 6 where
It is a funny movie, yeah. And the guy who owned the building, he was mad because there were crack pipes out front, and we were trying to flush the glass down the toilet, and then I realized he didn't have my real name, so I hung up real fast.
he goes, wait a minute. I never gave this motherfucker my real name. Yeah. I hit the goddamn floor laughing. The same thing, I would watch it so I'd laugh and shit, right? So one night Pogo's like, what is that? And that's how it led to the whole Pogo's like, who is this guy? Who's talking? What? And I go, you know the couple of guys that sent me their shit in? I was like, yeah, this is, and I told him about it, and Pogo's like, what? Did they think I'm going to give them a job? Because, what the fuck?
They stabbed each other with box cutters? So which Carnage Cups were you there for?
The last 3.
Well, so walk us back. What are the main events in order? From 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Last year was Josh Crane and somebody.
It was the
There was
2
like
years
4
ago.
ways.
He's wearing a Josh Crane t-shirt.
Yeah.
It was a 4-way with
Spider Boudreaux,
John Rare, Josh Crane, and Brian Woods, I think.
Yeah, and was that the one where they took the Russian leg sweep off the scaffold, through all kinds of shit,
Yeah,
almost broke their necks? Yeah. So, what is it about the Carnage Cup, man?
It's just different. It's raw. Just the atmosphere. It's just.
Well, walk us through it, man, because I've never been to a U.S. wrestling show, man. So, what's the difference?
Well, I'll tell you a
between...
funny thing. I'll story.
Go on, yeah.
They. So it was in a campground, right? And
Yeah.
It was bring your own chair. So I did an overnight in Nashville a couple weeks before that. So I always wanted to bring a recliner to a death match, and it's like, well, they already have chairs. It's not going to fit. Blah blah blah. So it's like, I'm going to go check out Walmart and just see what kind of chairs they got. So I was walking around Walmart. They didn't really have anything. And then one of the guys said that you can order them online and get them sent to the store. You can pick it up there. So it's like, okay, well, I'm flying into Nashville. I can get a chair and put it in the rental and take it up there. But it has to, it can't be too big, right? So I'm looking at all the chairs, and the guy goes, "Yeah, make sure that it has to be." Oh, I asked, what's the return policy on it? I said, "Well, yeah, you can return them. You have like 30 days or 90 days, but you have to get a chair that's made by Walmart and shipped by Walmart, because there's a bunch of other companies that they sell chairs, right?"
Yeah.
So I fly in there. So I picked out the chair. I fly in there. It came in 2 packages. So the back came off, so I could actually get it in the rental car, and it just barely fit. And then you just put the back on it, and it clicks, and you don't need any tools or anything like that. So I got there and carried the recliner from the car to the ring and set it up front row.
Were you able to?
And it was like an actual leather recliner. So that night, people were camping, in tents and stuff like that. I just set my recliner up right beside my car, fell asleep, woke up the next morning at like 4 a.m. and I had to drive 2 hours back. And
wait, what was the price of this chair? First of all,
like
a couple $100. Yeah, okay.
So
It's a good investment.
My flight was leaving at like 9 a.m., so I got to Walmart at like 6, and they had not opened up the return desk yet. They said,
"Do you want a beer?"
Yeah. So it didn't open till 7. So I set up the recliner, put the back on it, had a nap for like an hour before they opened it up. And then this lady comes up,
Let me
pats
get
me
off
on
of
the
here so
shoulder.
you can pack it back up.
It's like, yeah, this chair's just not doing it for me. I need to take it back. And they actually did a couple of spots where
Sir, this smells like beer, piss. It's got mosquito bugs flying on it.
they actually did
Pepsi as well.
a spot where they dropped one of the wrestlers on.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. That was you, man. Whoa, damn. Okay. So compare like how about the safety? Because you went to Game Changer World, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So how would you compare
Crazy.
the safety precautions between the two, or were there not really any difference?
Well, the quality of the people that were wrestling was a little bit higher at Game Changer. So,
We always talk about it like
The matches,
what
they were
what is
crazy
it
at
about
Game
Carnage Cup that when once I hear Carnage Cup, now I'm not gonna lie, there were some Carnage Cups where it was a pretty regular show and it was on the up and up.
He's bankrolled a lot of money.
But the past couple years, it looks like someone's gonna get their arms sawed off at any moment. Is it because it's John Rare and Spider Boudreaux and these type of dudes who are maybe not on the top A level or not even really the B level, it seems,
Yeah. And they bring in a lot of people for like clusterfucks that don't really
Chewy Martinez.
belong in the ring. Well, he's not bad, but there's...
I don't want to insult anybody,
Yeah.
but there is an A, B, C, and D
No,
level of
definitely,
talent.
definitely.
Yeah.
When I was, I'm interrupting his story, but when I was stateside, Chewy Martinez put something, hey man, need deathmatch guys, and I'm thinking, hey man.
I thought you were going to say he put something in my drink is what I thought I was going to go into.
No, it was for the Insane Clown Posse. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, why not? They've ripped on Leatherface before. Why
Yeah.
not? Send them my shit.
Tits, by the way. Anyway.
Yeah. So I got the blow off by him, by Chewy Martinez, and I was like, no. This is why I don't put my shit out there stateside. I'll do what I do over here. That'll be my fill. That'll be my fix. Whatever. I don't want to go back to the stateside and be treated like, some jerk off. Oh, okay. All right. Tony, whoever. Tommy, Meyer, guy, whoever. That day was another one of those things where I just got blown off and I was like, fuck this, man. I'm not going through all that shit. I'm not a kid anymore. 44-year-old man over here in a rubber mask chasing people with a chainsaw.
I was telling him, I was like, God damn it, if I could be a wrestler, I want to be a chainsaw gimmick because you can be 80 out there as long as you can get your arm in a swing with the
That's
chainsaw.
the hardest part, man. Rotator cuffs, like both of my shoulders, fucking lit on fire the last 2 years with the goddamn chainsaw. And I'm like, Pogo told me, he's like, you're going to need an upper body, man, so you better start going to the fucking gym. Man.
Yeah, carrying that chainsaw around,
Yeah,
man.
because I bottomed out at like 158 pounds, like back in 2014.
You're not 158 pounds right now.
No, man. I put on. I'll show you the before and after on my phone. It was almost frightening. But that's only because he used me in his main event, and then after that I knew shit. Once I saw myself in the middle of the card after that, I was like, fuck this. No point in keeping on this size. And, you know, I was like jogging, running every day, going to church, which is like about 6 miles there and back.
Yeah.
So I go, keeping on any kind of weight or having to haul around that kind of weight. You know, I just got into the thing where I was jogging, running every day and everything. But, yeah, once I got the blow off from Cutie Martinez, I was like, I'm not going through all this shit again. I'll just get my fucking fix out here.
He's a pretty bad blow off anyway. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, but he got to get back to his Carnage Cup story. You're going to bring this fucking thing back.
I'm up for any story from Carnage Cup. Like, what is it about it that makes it so weird, man? Is it just the
just the
level?
visual? Yeah, the visuals. I mean, it's you know, they just set up the ring wherever, and there's no skirt covering the bottom, so you see all the carnage, and they don't actually push it underneath the ring. They just leave it everywhere. So
plus, like, you're seeing like razor wire.
Yeah.
You, like gimmicks that probably shouldn't really be used, really, unless it's like a pro, right?
I mean, they had that razor wire fire death match,
which that shit sucked. I just say that once, And then, you know, Schlack was talking about how the shit that we see isn't the shit that they even plan. Like, he plans like some crazy shit, you know? That they're like, I'm not doing that.
They had 3 tarantulas last year.
I forgot about that.
They never really
used them very well. And his story about it is the greatest, funniest fucking thing.
I heard that they had rattlesnakes too, but something happened. They couldn't get a hold of them or something, but they were planning on doing rattlesnakes. Some shit.
I like the one about Ian Rotten wanting a lobster death match, and they killed the lobster by putting it in the wrong water.
And Harry Palmer was over there going, no, Ian, they're just sleeping. They're putting it in regular water, you know? And then Necro, I guess it was Necro and Nate Webb just eating each other with
the dead lobster, Jesus. Sometimes, so one time, I'm not gonna lie, I was not in like a right state of mind, right? And and for some reason, I listened to one of my podcasts. I just kind of brought it up, and I just busted up laughing. I'm like, I'm talking so seriously about men falling through glass for a living. Like, this is such a fucking weird niche, man.
It's like the thing that I'd It's like the thing I messaged you before. You're passionate about what you do, and on top of it, you've left all these recording, all these audio tracks, all these places that you've been, all this stuff that you've seen. Like, you were there, you got to see it, but I mean, like, you get to leave that. You get to leave that behind.
Yeah.
In this lifetime, you got to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
You got to leave that behind. You know? That's proud work. It's not like I can look at anything that I've done and be like, yeah, isn't that great? Like, I don't want to influence my kids to doing the same shit that I've done. I don't want any young people coming up to me going, oh shit, man, you're fucking fantastic. I want to be just like you. Why? If anything, don't do what I've done. Do what this guy does. He podcast. He's happy. He's got a big smile on his face. He's got a beer in him. He's eating some of this food over there. Shit. That to me seems like a lot better. Because, I mean, at times I'll look at, like, Jun Kasai and be like, how does this guy still have any passion
he
possibly fucking left to do this?
He put on Twitter today, I don't know if you saw it, Jeff.
He's not just doing it for the money, you know?
Yeah, well, no. I mean, there's got to be something
no
there,
death match,
obviously.
no life, right? Isn't that his thing?
No death match, no life. But he, well, two quick things. One, Kasai put on Twitter that this morning he had to get up at fucking 6:15 in the morning to walk his kid to daycare. You know?
Yeah.
But, so one day, I don't know what happened, I was bored or whatever, and I found Takeda's old logs, going back to his first day of training MMA, right? And I just got lost in it. I didn't have work, and I sat for 5 or 6 hours and read every single blog post Takeda's ever made. And over, he said, oh, I just started wrestling, we're learning arm drags, we're learning blah, blah, but I want to do deathmatch. One day I'm going to do a deathmatch. One day. And after the first one, he goes, oh, I've got a couple cuts and a couple scrapes. It was so exciting, so fun. You know, it's passion. And it's the same as people get tattoos on their eyeballs or whatever the fuck.
Jun Kasai was like working as, security guard?
Security guard, yeah.
Mid-20s.
Yeah.
And he was like...
He was told he was too small to be a wrestler,
Way too small.
Yeah.
He's not even that small by any standards. I mean, like...
Well, compared to Jeff or me.
Structurally, he's like 5'7", 5'8".
Yeah.
It's not that small.
He
especially
gives
this
a
day
good
and era.
lariat, man. He gives a damn good lariat.
Man, but he always had the passion there.
Yeah.
So you knew something was going to happen.
Yeah.
Either you're going to do or die trying, especially in the deathmatch genres. You know, here's something to touch on. So last year, kind of minding my own business, and boom, I hear from Pondo. And Pondo goes, listen, the place is over there. Don't they have any dojos? And I go, dude, the whole landscape has changed here so much. You would have to understand just how much things have changed.
Yeah.
Nobody really has, even Freedoms. I asked them, I go, where do you guys work out? And they were like, oh, they'll bring that set up.
The gym, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, I do some amateur wrestling. Like, I go to Animal Hamaguchi's gym. Like, God damn it, beer spilled over.
And you're getting it on your rice now.
Beer rice.
Flavor, right?
Maybe I've created something new.
I gotta piss really bad, but keep going, man. It's
Okay.
still, it's being taped. Don't worry.
Oh, so I don't have the facial interaction. Anyway.
Well, hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
Cover for me.
You've taken over. All right, but yeah, Pondo had, because this was brought up on a podcast too. Like, can a guy like Tony Myers help you at all? And I love Pondo, man. I used him when I had my own deathmatch shit going on in Memphis. But he just kind of came out of the blue with it, and he goes, listen, he goes, you already have the Tony thing, you know, you and I, you know, Tough Tony, we could be the new Baka Guy Gene. And I was like, that day is kind of past. You gotta understand, I was hand-selected by, you know, these two deathmatch gods in Pogo and Onita to carry out the weather thing, and it's like, dude, not for nothing, man, but I'm sorry. It's just kind of like, I don't see that kind of happening or kind of working. And then I would go on Facebook and I'd tag him in posts and shit, and Pondo would no-sell him. I don't know, I guess I kind of got my feelings hurt. And then not long ago, I was just like, is there any point to keeping him? Because, like, you know, I'll get messages from people going, what the fuck, you got too many friends, kick somebody out. And it was after the last time that I tagged him in a post, and Pondo just totally fucking no-sold me. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? Why? You know, like, you're my buddy. But anyway, but yeah, it's in such a different day and era, like with Pondo. It's so difficult to explain to him how people have cut back on, they've cut back on budgeting like that, like their own separate
Why is that?
dojos.
Is, like, the market just down?
Market is down, but every single new independent just keeps popping up and popping up.
Oversaturated.
Yeah, and they just relaunched a Soxa Pro Wrestling. They just launched them. And that's like an offspring of the old SPWF. Another goofy mass gimmick, you know.
Yeah.
Now, because I got tired
Social,
of like...
yeah,
Well,
anyway.
see, what happened was I would go back to IW Kokusai. I would go back to Pro Wrestling Crusaders. I'd go back to Go Ryuma's Puri Subaka. And I'd go through these places and I'd be like, was that me under that mask as the Black Mummy? I can't really remember, because basically what they would do is some of the guys would take some of the gear home, wash it or whatever, but they would just have a giant net of shit for like Black Mummy, Pink Mummy, Red Mummy, Purple Mummy, and all the Uchu Meijin powers, and like all those gimmicks would just be interchangeable. They would take a green boy and stick him under the gimmick, just so they wouldn't have to have a guy work twice. But with somebody like me, you know, I always had to stay under the mask because I was here without a work visa back in the day. But the thing is, so anyway, now I start documenting some things. Like when I remember that I did that, and, oh, that's me, look at that. I know my own walk and shit. Or I'll remember who I was wrestling or what might have happened that night. So SPWF, Soxa Pro, when they relaunched the SPWF, Social Pro Wrestling Federation, and the launching of a Soxa Pro that's owned by Jiro Yaguchi, which is one of my church brothers. He was the guy that you saw in the red and black once in a lifetime. I took a picture with the murderer mask looking at me and shit, and I'm like, why not? You know, somebody has to document all this shit, all these wacky gimmicks, all this bullshit. You'd asked
It's a
about
labor of love, man.
Yeah, well, you had
I mean, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
for no fucking reason.
It's not for no reason. You can always look back, man. You've interacted with some really, really fucking cool people, man. Sometimes I want to jump in there and I'll listen to like, because what the hell? He did this whole overanalyzing of me or Brett from Bahu.
Yeah.
Which I covered, why the mask and all that other shit. But Yeah, with him, sometimes I want to jump in there and be like, dude, no, that's not what happened. I was there. Or Pogo told me, or Onita himself told me, you know, but stuff like that is so petty. There's no point in contacting him and being like, you need to get your facts straight. It's just a guy having fun on a podcast. Why am I going to piss on his parade? You know what I mean? I don't believe in any negativity like that. Here's two guys that are bantering back and forth. And, you know, I'll listen to your podcast and I'll be entertained. I mean, when you have 3 hours a day at a gym and you're, you know, doing what you're doing, you know, it's kind of difficult to keep the earbuds in when you're striking a fucking heavy bag.
That's why I got these, Daddy. I can't do the earbuds, man. I can't do it. They fall out constantly.
I can't do those because just with the sweat and everything, you know? Yeah, you see the hair? That's kind of ode to Animal Hamaguchi. That's about all that I could.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what. Okay, last 5 minutes, and you can throw some in, too. Let's do some name association, yeah?
Yeah, because I haven't shut up.
All right, so give me a 1 minute outline of what you think about this person, whatever the fuck, right? Kasai.
I told him and I go, listen, I got no reason to kiss you. You know, we're the same age, but he knows that I'm winding things down. I go, so there's no real reason for me to suck your asshole, dude. I was like, but come on, you know that you had the crowning of being the new deathmatch god, and with your work ethic. And I, you know, because like he was going on and on about this match I had against Takase for Takase's heavyweight title in WWS, and I go, dude, you're fucking Jukasai. Like, come on, every goddamn ounce of energy, all the shit that you've been through, like, man, you ain't gotta put me over, man. You're fucking Jukasai, dude. And I told him, I was just honest, and he was like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about this booking. And I was like, you know, we were on to something else. But ever comes a day where I square up with him again and I'll tell him again, like, dude, fucking, I look at his shit, or I'll look at, like, you know, when I watch Sika LePay against Nick Gage,
which was probably match of the year 2017.
The very first fucking thing that pops up on the GCW DVD that you gave my old lady.
Yeah.
I get inspired.
Yeah.
And that's after all the shit that I've been through, things that I've seen, all the other bullshit. But yeah, Jukasai, come on, man.
Right.
I wish that I had that work ethic. Like, I wish that I was that driven. Things have to happen where I get inspired. But with him, it's a work machine. You have to see him counting tickets, dealing with the box office. You're like, Jesus Christ, what don't you do? Yeah. And then I see him over there like, trying to unfold chairs. I'm like, give me that. I'm like, I got it. What are you doing? I was like, you know you have something better to do. And he just kind of laughs and walks away.
Takashi Sasaki.
Oh, jeez. Look at that guy's track record. Is that just not, like, frightening? No, you're sitting there.
He's been booking no-ring comedy bullshit since, like, 2001 or something, right?
And people don't understand. That gets so lost in translation. People look at that and they go, oh, God, that's backyard. No, it's a joke that everybody here is in on. We go to Irish... We had matches at the 666 dojo where there's no ring. It's just too thin. I'll show it to you on my phone.
Yeah.
And it's like, how can you be so creative and get and do so much shit? But I hate it when they book me against the young boys because they'll sit there and kick the shit out of my thighs. And I'm like, oh, fuck. You know, instead I'll pantomime like there's ropes there and shit, you know. The one night they had me as... we were all dressed in flesh-colored, and this was his idea, by the way. We were all dressed in flesh-colored underwear, and we were trying to get all the normal wrestlers that weren't gay invading aliens who came in on the rooftop. We were trying to get them into a pair of our trunks. We succeeded with Tahara, but the rest of them, it was like me, Naoshi Sano. It was everybody but dropping their gimmick, and we were just all like gay and alien invaders. I talked to you about how bizarre 666 is.
Oh yeah, I love 666. I've been following forever. So, but Sasaki as a businessman, as a person, as a wrestler,
Businessman, he's shrewd. Like yesterday,
he's shrewd.
Yeah, we had to get out of that building, and he just made no bones about it. He's like, Tony, we got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
that's all
you
it
and
took
me
for
were talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just dropped what I was doing. I was
In
like,
Japan,
fuck this line of people that are lined
rules
up to
are
buy my
rules.
shit.
Yeah.
Like, no, you got to go by the book. That guy has so much creativity inside of his head.
Yeah.
And I sit there, and when I start to pick his brain, when I start to try to pick his brain, It's like, something else will come up where somebody, has to ask him something about what they have to do in the match. But I mean, that guy's just got so much fucking knowledge in his head. I wish that I could crack it open and be as creative and as like brilliant as that guy really is. Not only that, inside the ring, bell to bell, Jesus Christ. I don't see where the hell he gets all the energy from to do everything, juggle all that shit.
Minoru Fujita. What's he like?
Oh my God. I have been through so many incarnations with that guy. He, for some reason, they always have us, he's on the same t-shirt that I'm wearing.
He embodies that scumbag indie motherfucker, in my opinion.
You know what?
You know?
The funniest thing is just like Achiro Yaguchi, I heard somebody bash him and go, forever indie drifter.
Yeah,
and I was like, damn it, I want to be labeled that.
Hey, do me a favor.
Because he has done the both of them. I've done every single. He had like a run with All Japan. Like, there's no place that he hasn't worked and been put in like a position to draw some serious money.
Tell that dude though, when they put him on posters for whatever show, they use a picture of him from 2010, man. Like, they gotta update that fucking picture, dude.
I still call it Pogo, but WWS don't. They put him in the most recent,
Yeah.
And tell me he doesn't have the coolest fucking look.
Oh, I love Fujita. Fujita's like my favorite, man. I love that dude.
He goes up to me and he goes, I like it, man. You got the crown-dyed blonde. And I go, dude, I'm covering up my gray hair. He's like, gray hair? For what? And I go, don't. And he goes, he thought about it. And he goes, oh, yeah, you're old and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, fuck you, man.
No, I had one of the American promoters, and they were like, hey, who's a guy who's not come to America that we can maybe bring in or something? And I'm like, Fujita's there, and he goes, okay, send me a photo. And I sent a picture of Fujita bleeding with glasses or something. He goes, and nice tits on him there, I'm like, yeah.
But I mean, that guy can do anything.
Oh, he's amazing. I love him,
You watch
man.
him take to the air, and you're like,
Well, he was in the first ever CZW Best of the Best.
yeah.
And
I mean, it slipped so and slides so far under the radar because you don't realize it's the same guy.
Yeah.
My old lady pointed out like a match that we had like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And she was like, is that Fujita? I was like, oh my God, that's Fujita. I forgot all about that. He was my partner then. Holy shit. For some reason, they're always pairing us up. I drew attention to, even in the entire cluster fuck thing with Tremont here and, it wasn't Tremont and Onita and a 10-man and all that shit. Fujita was in the match.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, Fujita was,
Kazu, or I can't remember his first name, but
the
New
guy Brock
Japan.
Lesnar beat for the New Japan title, yeah.
Okay, Gunzo and Dove Pro.
That guy needs to go to America.
I love him. I think he's amazing.
He's got the cool fucking hair. He's got the awesome look.
Awesome gimmick. He puts together those amazing tag matches with like the techno music playing and everything.
And he took a look at the scar on my back. He goes, did your fucking liver fall out? Like, how the hell are your kidneys still in? And I was like, me? And I just kind of opened up his shirt and he's like, I know, it's bad. And I go, nah, it's cool to me. It's cheaper than tattoos and shit,
Yeah.
He's another one too, man. He's such a nice guy. You're like, what inside of you? You must bottle up like all your fucking hatred to go out there and be able to do that. Another one too, man. When he takes to the air, he's like, when you watch, he floats. He doesn't.
He
like
did that
come
fucking
down.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Springboard and everything. I saw that, and that's. I told you earlier. Like, I was thinking about taking off running, springboarding off the middle rope, and then moonsaulting to the outside. It's because, like, I knew what was coming with him, and I was like, I'm going to look like this lead-ass son of a bitch sitting there.
What about,
There was some things I came up with, because I got to show you a cut on the back of my leg where my own chainsaw caught me.
Yeah. Oh.
We go back there, and this was we did a death match at a strip club for WWS. It was like a random house show out in Mississippi City. And afterwards, like, Naoshi-san was like, he was holding his mouth, and I was like, what's with you? And he goes, that's a real cut to your fucking leg. Like, he's like, there's all oil and shit in there, man. He's like, oh my God. And he goes,
what's the house show business like in Japan? Because, there's a lot of shows that aren't on the radar, and maybe they draw 50
hate how
people.
WWS, like, all of their results need to be displayed. Because
Dude, tell him to send them to me. Tell them to send to me.
What pisses me off about WWS, it's so overlooked, and people go, oh, well, they only run 4 or 5. No, you only see 4 or 5 times a year their major shows. Kumagaya, Kagahara, Isesaki City. And Isesaki City, they hit because there's 2 different buildings. There's one at the campgrounds where there's one at fairgrounds where it's got Pogo grew up there. As a kid, he would go on the fucking merry-go-round and roller coasters and all that shit. He would tell me this every time he pulled by there. And then there's another one that's like a gymnasium. But if you look at WWS, they are still averaging. Like even their last fucking show, the last major one with me, and it's almost scary to look at. There's me and Takase on top of the WWS title. And then on the undercard, there's Joe Kasai. And at that point, I'm like, oh, come on. Don't start biting into this shit. Like, please. Like, you have no business being in the main event on the card that's got Jun Kasai on it. But, yeah, it's like, even with that, the very first show after Pogo passed, and Ramen Man and the whole roster sat down and they go, we're going to keep this going because this is what Pogo wanted. This was his life, literally. This is us.
Yeah.
We've all bonded. We've all wrestled. Some of the biggest. I mean, Pogo would bring in Onita. He still had Fujiwara wrestling. Like that's Fujiwara. That's the guy.
Was that the
trained,
show where
that's the guy that trained Bad News Brown, for fuck's sake. The guy that headbutt, Fujiwara armbar. Jesus Christ. And Pogo had me defending without no match, no nothing. Defending the WWS title against that guy. I'm like, I'm so not worthy. I don't belong in a fucking ring. Like, come on.
You got a name, Jeff?
Yeah, Homeless Jimmy.
Homeless
The
Jimmy.
shit that he's still doing after 20-something years.
When I saw the one Ian Wright was it Crimson King Cup.
King of the Crimson Mass.
And he took the fucking bump off the goddamn top rope into his own fucking
Crane.
shopping cart.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ Almighty. Here's the funniest thing. People, they build his sleaze wrestling. Like with Survival Tobita, he's got this huge cult following. On a moment's notice, I grabbed Jay Landry, Slam and Stu, XPW. I grab him and I go, I want you to be in this match. I man, I'm retired, man. I ain't done nothing with wrestling. No. Come on, man. You're already here in Japan. Let's have some fucking fun. The thing that blew his mind was, I gotta interrupt this to go to another story. When they lined him up to get paid, he goes, I'm getting paid? Holy shit. And he goes, hey, is it all right if I put this on Facebook? Fuck yeah, man. I was like, I'll be on it. But, yeah, he, next thing you know, Tobita was like, he was kind of grouching about the money, but he knows Jimmy's been over here. Jimmy held one of the FMW
The tag team.
tag titles.
With Supreme, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, in
When
2000.
FMW was having its hardships.
Exactly, yeah.
But still.
Well, when they were drifting,
It's
whatever.
lineage, yeah. There's so much you could say about that whole thing. But, so I went to Tobita, and Jay basically wanted to cut his own promo saying, I'll bring Jimmy. I'm bringing Jimmy. He's my friend. And Tobita's just sitting there doing the promo after the match. He goes, things aren't bad enough for this organization. The name of the wrestling federation that's done without a ring is called Unemployment Pro Wrestling because Tobita lost his real life job. And that's all he has now is wrestling, right?
He's almost homeless.
Yeah, so, and the funny thing was, on that show, I made so much commotion with the fucking chainsaw that all the neighbors called the cops. Tiny little karate dojo. So Tobita on a whim puts it on and he goes, you know what? I have trouble here with the police, and the police hate the homeless. He's like, so I'm going to bring in homeless Jimmy to beat the living shit out of you.
Yeah.
He's like, next October. And believe it or not, that's how Jimmy got booked into Japan, was through Jay and Tobita just... And it was so funny because Tobita cuts the long winding promos after his matches and he goes, as if things weren't hard enough for us here at Unemployment Pro Wrestling. He goes like, I don't even know when I'm going to get money to bring this guy in, but we're going to do it because I told you fans I would. All right, so, I have trouble with the police. The police hate the homeless. It all seems that Constellation's lining up. All the stars are lining up. Here we go. We're going to do this. Jimmy winds up getting booked back in Japan. And fucking, I can't wait to have... Dude, we're going to beat the living fuck out of each other. What are we doing, man?
When is that going to be?
That is October.
October of next year?
Yeah.
Yeah, talk to me. But anyway,
I mean, but people are gonna look at it and be like, "Oh, there's no ring. What kind of shit is this?" Listen,
Nah, fuck them.
it's the joke that everybody's in on here, man. When you have these fans and they're here and they're paying $30, $35 ticket to watch guys duke it out in a karate dojo with no ring.
It's about companionship and friends and beer, you know?
Yeah,
People
man,
don't get it. American
yeah.
fans don't get it. Like this, I don't want to go off
I
the
get
ring
it.
the whole thing. Yeah, you get it, Jeff. So, okay, Jeff, throw another one at him.
Matsunaga.
That's a naga. Holy shit. Where we were
Do you think
supposed
he
to
could get in
originally
the
go
ring
to.
again? Do you think he ever would? Just
He's
for,
in better shape now than he was.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
doesn't
is,
have the bulk that he had, but he is cut.
Yeah.
The shred. You see his veins pulsating out. Oh
Yeah.
my god. I even asked him, and he goes, "You know what?" He goes, "I ride my bicycle just for exercise." He goes, "I'm eventually, because he and Pogo were enemies for so long. After being friends for so long, they became friends again. In the last 2 years of Pogo's life, they became really tight. I'd be sitting there and randomly Matsunaga would just call him, "Oh yeah, I'm cooking, but hey, look, man, I just want to see everything going all right with your surgery and all this shit." Because he knows that he needs the same kind of back surgery that wound up taking Pogo's life, the cerebral infarction. But yeah, it was Matsunaga. My God,
I popped the seal, man. Keep it going, dude.
There's such a there's such a mystique behind Matsunaga. It'll just be me rambling on and on about, but dude, he's Matsunaga. I mean, Jesus Christ, he was doing shit at the time that nobody ever thought was conceivable. The spider net,
the Piranha Death Match? Nobody's ever done that again.
Man, relinquishing a goddamn crocodile inside of a fucking ring.
Yeah, I've not seen that yet.
The bug zapper.
Yeah.
8,000 volt, 80,000 volt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, God, Matsunaga, Jesus H. Christ. And you know what?
Cooks a mean steak, too.
Yeah, man. Dude, I can't believe how jacked the shreds.
Yeah.
Christ. He, so funny, man. Of all things, I always told, I was always in awe of Pondo for this. He was hand selected to be American Danger Man. Almost like the equivalent of him, yeah. He hand selected him. He gave him that name, American Danger Man. Jesus Christ.
Sure.
Nobody can take that from Pondo in this lifetime. And I mean, before I even knew that, I was bringing in Pondo on a shoestring budget to come and do the deathmatch shit that we were doing down in Memphis. And I mean, I respected Pondo long before that. And Pondo was one of the guys that when we couldn't afford a ring, Pondo was freely coming to Memphis and doing all that shit with us. And I mean, willing to work with anybody. I mean, Pondo himself is a great guy.
Has anybody ever tried to get him back here? Is there not interest for him to come back? Or
With Pondo,
well, you would think that
it's like I
WWF
said, it
or
is
something.
splintered off so much into so many different, and all the new places that start up, it's like, oh God, where are we going to get that kind of money for a place?
Well, I mean, so for instance, but you're going to bring in homeless Jimmy, but maybe Pondo isn't as keen to take the offer that homeless Jimmy's going to take, right? Okay.
Nope, I don't see Pondo would do it in a heartbeat. It was just, I don't know, that whole thing, how homeless Jimmy wound up getting booked here, was just like, kind of like, at one point, Matt Tremont tried to credit me with hooking him up with that bullshit. We were on the guy's radar, Wild 7, Satoshi, sat down with me and he was like, Onita wants to know, what do you know about Matt Tremont and CZW? And I was like, I got this like knot, like this fucking feeling in the pit of my stomach. I'm like, holy shit, they're gonna pull the trigger. Because I know that I'm not gonna bury him. I go, if there's one guy I could say that was fucking almost murdered himself.
Oh, yeah. He's like the hardest working dude in wrestling.
Oh, yeah. Nicest guy, too.
Yeah.
He's 29. Oh my God.
The shit that he did to himself to get himself even booked was, for the longest time I had to kayfabe. And I was told Tremont, I go, you showed up on the radar. I didn't even put you over. I put you over when they asked me. I didn't, The rest of it was you showing up on their radar, going on Twitter, CCW heavyweight champion. Deathmatch in the United States don't get much bigger than that. And you're calling out openly Onita instead of talking about your issues with. I knew what it meant. Yeah. Not only that, I mean, why would you bury a guy? I hadn't even met Tremont, but I saw his work. I was a fan of that shit. I told him when I first met him down in his store in Berlin, I was like, dude, young guys like you inspire me because I don't think I'm doing enough. I was like, Jesus Christ, I look at some of the shit Tremont did. Christ almighty. I was like, I need to pick up my game if I'm even going to look anything like a fucking deathmatch guy. Guys like that floating around, but yeah.
You
So
seen the patio stone one that him and Gage did? GCW?
yes,
The patio stone?
and it just went on and on and on and on.
That was brutal.
I was waiting for the goddamn match to end, and I was like, they're still fucking going. And they're doing even more dangerous shit than they start out doing. But yeah, harken back to Matsunaga. I tied it in with the whole...
You guys are still on Matsunaga?
I know, you ain't pissed. Because I don't shut up. Well, that, and I don't have to sit here and in Japanese think about what... How do I say that word?
Yeah. It's okay. Matsunaga, yeah.
Matsunaga, yeah. Him, yeah.
I think you kind of said it, but yeah.
I mean, come on. If there was anybody that laid the
Are you
fucking
doing an indie
groundwork-
show tomorrow, man?
No, not tomorrow.
Damn, I want to go to one of these motherfuckers.
I know. Yeah, especially today, you would have loved that, man.
Man, don't talk about it, because you're going to piss me off.
Piss him off.
Anyway.
But, yeah, too. It was like another thing with Matsunaga was, I don't think the time was right for them to pull the trigger. They wanted him to be the new ace of FMW.
Okay, yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
They had hand-selected him, and then they kind of retracted, and they were like, look, he was the ace of Wing, and that place folded. Wing wasn't going to compete with FMW. It just wasn't the same.
What was it that made FMW special? Just the
Onita.
star power, the star power of Onita.
Not only that, not only the guy's charisma, but everything about Onita.
What is it about
His
Onita?
way that he connected with things. Look at the way his body moves. Even his selling is so unique and just so out there. But the thing that he was always trying to relate to people is, I'm enduring all this fucking pain
For
because,
you.
yeah. And because you guys believe in me, and you believe in this product, and you know that I'm poor, and you know that I'm fat, and you know that I'm ugly, and you don't care. You're still willing to. I'm willing to. I
Man,
wanna
he was
die for
arranging
you.
orgies with porn stars.
Yeah.
Come on, man. He's the
awful.
man. Okay, I got a name, and I don't know if you've ever actually dealt with him, but if you just got stories or whatever. DJ Hyde, man. Like, what's the scoop on DJ Hyde?
DJ Hyde was another guy that I was bringing down to Memphis. If you look back, I'll show you a link. It was like CZW versus Sex and Violence, Memphis. And he brought Sammy Callahan and he brought Joe Gacy. And to this day, I still bring that up to Joe Gacy. DJ has a double-edged sword. He just can't do any right at this point.
Yeah.
A lot of it, he dug his own hole. He had the whole world in the palm of his hands. But everybody's
When you say when he bought the company, right? Yeah.
He did. I mean, there was nobody even anywhere.
So what's the
near.
word on the street? Like, what's the perception of DJ Hyde as an owner, as a person? You know what I
It's
mean?
just like with the whole FMW thing. Like, fuck this. You know, I'll just go start my own GCW. You know what I mean? Like, and then you're gonna find along the way people that are disgruntled that are like, yeah, fuck CZW. Let's do our own thing.
Yeah.
You know,
I remember, like,
he's
maybe
really screwed no matter what he does, especially at this point.
Well, what I was told was by somebody was that 18 months ago when the whole transition started. Basically, I'm gonna sum it up. The basic gist is what I've heard is that DJ Hyde and Maven Bentley, they wish that they ran a family-friendly company, and they accidentally happened to own Combat Zone Wrestling. And they tried to make Combat Zone Wrestling into a family-friendly company. Not family-friendly, but something that they can get on television, or they can do this or do that.
First thing that they did was the faceplate the whole thing. They took the fucking barbed wire out of all their logos
For
and
like
shit.
3 months, yeah, and then but and someone told me, I mean, there was a lot. I mean, I had it from 50 different corners of people
I still
telling
have
me
a soft spot for DJ because he
that-
really is, Like,
Yeah.
okay, he flies over here. He's ready to do this big match with Onita, and
Yeah.
they're in the midst of losing the building. He knew this before he got on the plane. So all he does.
Well, wait, do you mean the Japanese side is going to lose their building? Or do you
No.
mean? Oh, okay, I got you. They
CZW
lose
was in
the
the
Flyer
midst of
Skate
losing their
Zone,
brand
yeah.
new building,
Oh, okay.
the brand
gotcha.
new building that they had acquired. So he's got all this shit weighing on his mind.
Is he a mark for himself?
I mean,
Like, why is
No
he
matter
injecting
what.
himself in these matches instead of his actual up-and-coming talent?
and it seemed like anybody that started to catch heat, started to catch fire, he had to be programmed.
I mean, someone was very clear that the reason why Schlack never got put over was because DJ was jealous of Schlack. He was like,
I heard the whole thing about him
That's
being
like-
green, and I thought, Jesus Christ, fucking wife beater had 6 goddamn professional matches.
when he won the
And
world title.
Zandig put the belt on him, yeah. So I mean, you have to.
Well,
overlook
it's
shit
like
that.
fucking Junkyard Dog. Junkyard Dog sucked, and they wouldn't put him in matches over 9 minutes, because he sucked. But he was the man who fucked. He was he was.
And Bill Watts would be on commentary, just in a brilliant way, going, "Well, he don't get paid by the hour. He's nothing but power."
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, isn't that the Paul Heyman way to do it? Accentuate the strengths and
Hide all the
hide,
negatives,
hide the weaknesses. So, but
with DJ, no matter what, people are going to fall out with him, no matter what.
But isn't that a symptom
he
of
isn't John Zandig?
Exactly. That's the thing.
John Zandig would have knocked him downstairs. Oh, wait,
Which I think he did. Yeah. No, I mean, like the whole thing is, I'm not going to make excuses because I'm going to make a blanket statement. DJ Hyde is not and was never a fantastic wrestler. He was never a fan favorite. He was never anything but the guy on the 4th match who took the bump through some tables.
Yeah.
So
or took 2 weed eaters. Which,
And even that, I mean, his best match was against that German guy. Help me out, Thumbtack Jack.
Yep.
And that's the only if you ask 100 people what's the best match, they're all going to say that. And what's number 2? I don't know. The 4-way where he took the header off the fucking the.
The thing with Triple H, he's always dealing with double-edged sword. Either he's going to push himself or not push himself enough. But with DJ, I mean, it's his, and on such a small.
But okay, so you got the tag match. Okay, we're descending into just us talking, but you and Jeff, please step in, man. You got the tag match. Onita, Masada, Tremont, and you got a 4th spot that you can put in. Oh, I don't know. You can put in Joe Gacy. You can put in somebody, right?
Everybody fucking ripped on the whole entire promo.
You saw it, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I had enough people that kept sending me the goddamn thing over and over, and finally I just said, all right, I might be a little busy, but I'm going to drop what the fuck I'm doing just to get this out of my system.
To watch this 13-minute
goddamn
fucking
thing, so everybody would shut the fuck up. All right, I'm watching it already. Shut up. But, no matter what, man. No matter what. And
well, then maybe he shouldn't be on screen, and maybe he should be a businessman, and maybe he should let.
Everybody
I'm sorry,
said the
fucking DJ, but
degree.
dude, I've got a business degree. I've got a bachelor's in fucking management, bro. It doesn't. I can't run a nail salon, man.
But are you gonna buy Freedoms tomorrow and be like, all right, well, I got a degree for this shit. I'm gonna fucking.
No, I wouldn't. Yeah.
Fundamentally, DJ is not a bad wrestler.
That's what everyone. Hold on.
It's scary.
Man.
All right, I know I said that, but
I've been watching wrestling for 20-something years. Okay, good wrestling.
Okay, I'll say this.
Slow though. He moves really slow.
I'll say this because I've actually been in a ring with him. Fundamentally, I mean, he's there for everything.
Cool.
He's so easy.
Good for him.
But
he doesn't have X. And look, if he's on the 3rd match, okay, great. But he's not. He had the one feud against fucking Tremont, and that was because it was Tremont. Because Tremont was
the perception of everybody's
the
eyes
man.
is just. I know exactly what you're saying.
He's got a gut out to here. He's got this fucking Ninja Turtle villain hood with the spikes on it. Come on, dude. Like, you should be jobbing to these guys, not putting yourself over them. I know I'm going off.
If I was him, I would have just given up one go, throw my hands in the air, and be like, fuck it. I'll just put everybody over, and I'll worry more about what's going on.
But he doesn't have a rub to give. That's my point. If you own the company, run the fucking company, and book matches are going to draw people. I'm a longtime CCW fan, and I think the current product sucks balls. So, whatever. I'm sorry for going off.
You know what's really difficult, too?
You want beer?
Right.
I'm having one.
Another guy that I put over really, Mucho beer,
I'm sorry for us just yakking about wrestling.
Tough time. Hey guys, so this is going to be the second and final episode of the interview I did with Chainsaw Tony Myers. But before that, I want to talk about something a little more serious, actually a lot more serious.
A couple days ago, Mike, my co-host, and the guy who does a lot of stuff and helps me in a big, big way with all kinds of work to keep all of this little network going, he was involved in a pretty serious car wreck. Mike suffered some pretty serious injuries, the worst of which is looking like some serious injuries to his neck. Obviously, as me and a friend always say, fuck wrestling, right? Wrestling's just a bunch of guys running around in the ring in their underwear. This is real life, and this is some real, I don't know what's going to happen after this. Mike did a lot. He added a lot to the show. Without him, we wouldn't be able to cover anything relating to Mexican wrestling, as I just don't have the time. He helped coordinate pretty much all of the interviews. He did some of the interviews solo when I couldn't be there because of, just various time differences and stuff. He got me all of the results that get posted in the newsletter. Without him, I wouldn't have half of the results that I do. And obviously, he runs, the Deathmatch Cult Network. So, going forward, I really don't know what we're going to do. I just don't. I'm still in Japan. I'm going to be leaving on January 3rd. And at that point, I guess we'll make a decision about what we're going to do to keep the shows going and stuff. But, obviously, guys, head over to the Deathmatch Cult, post on the wall, and send Mike your well wishes, because it sounds like he's pretty banged up. I don't know when he'll be back. I'm sure with his passion and his and love for wrestling, I'm sure he'll be back. I'm very sure if he can, he will. So head on over, wish him well, send him your good thoughts, and keep him in your prayers. So this is going to be the final interview with Chainsaw Tony, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
But no matter what, he it is his. The funniest comment that I got was somebody went, and somebody actually put this on the Instagram, like technically not mine, the one that fucking Leatherface Chainsaw Tony hijacked. They put this on there. Oh, DJ booked himself into Japan. DJ is not Onita. That's the booker. That's where the fucking buck stops. That was Onita's idea. I was there.
Why?
I saw that.
Why?
He
Why
owns a
not?
company.
Why not this guy or that guy?
He owns a company. He's got the size, and he knew that he was an active wrestler.
Yeah.
So Onita's like, you know what? You're paying me all this money. Why don't you just?
Then
So you don't have nothing to worry
it's a
about.
favor, not a. It's
Right.
not like he's gonna pop the crowd. He's gonna do this or do that. It's a favor.
The funniest thing was when I put out there, like, when they released the poster for the whole Japan
Yeah.
versus
FMW, CZW, yeah.
CZW, Japan versus the United States, like, they wanted me to come in as Tony Myers
Yeah.
without Sam's gimmick. So I took when they released that poster and I put it out there on Facebook. I'm like, all right, let's fucking do this. Zandig, because DJ was tagged in it, thought that DJ was the one cutting the promo saying, let's do this FMW one more fucking time. Here it is, everything I got, every ounce of energy. He thought that it was DJ cutting that promo and DJ putting that on Facebook. So Zandig shared my shit and he put, is this motherfucking delusional DJ? Fuck you, you piece of shit. And I'm like, I liked it. And I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Zandig thinks that it's DJ. I was like, this is tremendous. But it's funny because he'll bring back Zandig and then just do everything. He'll literally be buried by Zandig and Blackout with Robbie Marino there, dumping dirt all over him. So he'll go that far as to, job out and all that shit. But yeah, as far as the continuation of that or putting other people over, it's his. He's going to do it. Obviously, he's going to do it.
He's gonna do it his way. Yeah.
I mean, what more can you say? He obviously has proven that.
All right.
No matter what.
That's some good beer.
And
Arigato.
Oh, you getting another one then?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ni mo biru kudasai. Ni. Hai kudasai.
They're gonna bring out 8 beers now. In China, it's like that. You'll be like, "Hey, can I get a beer?" Oh, do it. And then 5 minutes go by. Can I get that beer? Oh, do it. and I know where 5 beers come out. You're like, wait a minute, I ordered 1, man.
Me and Jimmy and Stu went to that the sumo restaurant that's right by the sumo hall.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they have on the menu you can eat what like a sumo wrestler has. So we're figuring out, okay, if we order that,
They
is
don't
that
eat much at all.
no? Is that like
No,
you
lady.
split for 3, or is that like for one person?
Dude,
or-
Yoshiko's sitting there and she goes, for such a big guy, he doesn't eat anything. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? You know, I'm waiting for him to fucking order a goddamn cow and shit, you know?
I got a Mark question. You ready for it? So the Seozawa thumb pick thing.
Yes.
Or thumb,
And kept
can you do that? Like, can you ram one fucking...
just one.
Yeah, well,
You know, the
what
trick
you gotta do,
is,
you gotta
the
get
more
like a
that
bunch
you
of
use, the
them?
easier it is.
Yeah?
You know that, right?
Hey, get your video thing out, Jeff. All right. Stick me, brother.
So you're just going to do one by itself?
No. Do like however many it is,
If
man.
you do a shitload, it's much easier.
All right, do a shitload
It's the
of
same
them.
thing of how they say,
Get the video ready, brother.
boy, we're going way off topic.
Oh man, this is all good, man. I'm getting drunker. It's fine. I'm the dude back in China. They call me 3 Beer Steve, man. I'm
No
3
shit.
Can I do
Beer
it on your
Steve.
phone? Because my
Well, I'm recording the audio on my phone.
I can do it on mine.
Yeah, get it out,
It's real.
man.
because for
see
some
your
reason
video.
I don't know.
That's no. You just click it. Bam.
I never used the video.
There you go, now it's going.
Let's go get it.
All right.
You have a lighter too, because you have to light it on fire. No, really. That's
Oh,
what
of course
I have to? I have
I've
to?
been smoking this whole time.
All right, brother. I'm gonna come at you with my chainsaw.
Oh, Jesus
You
Christ.
block me. You ready for it?
Oh, this is just fucking. This is gonna be brutal.
Ah!
Oh, shit, man. At least there's a bunch. Be thankful of that.
Ah!
Oh, there is a bunch.
Oh, Christ. I'm sorry, Masad. I'm stealing your fucking spot. Oh, Christ almighty. And it's in there pretty far.
That's not that bad,
Got a
man.
lighter? No,
You don't think so?
I have a couple of them.
Yeah, happy birthday to you.
Oh my God.
You belong in a zoo. By the time these things light, it's going to really smell anything.
Oh
Oh,
Jesus.
Jesus Christ. It is burning.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Oh, good times.
Christ. Let's just hope he doesn't start leaking blood.
Send that to me, will you?
So I told you about the one where I was like showering and I go, what the fuck am I breaking out? And then I start getting all angry
Yeah.
and shit. And then realized, oh yeah, that's why I got struck by a barbed wire bat. A couple of times. I told him, I was like, how much experience does that young boy have? And
Who? Oh, Hirata.
one
Hirata.
fucking year. I go,
Yeah.
he's better than guys that've been in there 5 fucking years.
He's like the Great White Hope. He's like who all the fucking plan is on.
And
Yeah.
you could just see the look in his face like, oh God, don't let me fuck up. And I was like, dude, just relax. We're going to communicate. Chill. And they were like, yo, that helped him out a lot. And
Yeah.
I go, because he was like going, oh shit, that guy never takes off his mask. What the fuck is going on?
Can
like,
you
is that
see,
guy-
like, what's the vision like burn that thing?
Oh, if you really want to know.
Do you got it? Get your camera out. Get your camera out.
Yeah, you know what the funny thing is? Here, I'll give a shout out to Shaheen, right? You know how that whole thing came to be, right?
No,
'Cause
what?
I've done like 2 of his podcasts.
Yeah.
He shit completely all over Once in a Lifetime. And he goes, and then they got fucking Tony Myers out there and just a shitty fucking bootleg mask. I mean, giant leather from, Grimm's Toy Show or back at whatever. Oh, he's even got a better bullshit. This fucking thing. And this is a total shout out to another guy, John Bullard, right? Look at the craftsmanship on it alone. Now you gotta watch this because, of course it's gonna start tearing and shit.
Are you filming? Yeah, bring it on. All right, brother. So this is the Tony Meyer leather mask. Can I put it on? Is that okay?
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool. It's not gonna bite me,
Hayabusa
right?
style. Easiest way? Yeah, back first. And then, yep. Damn, he almost,
How do you get it
he almost that's it, it's down.
Like that?
See the vision in it.
I mean, it's not bad, but I can imagine if it gets tilted, it would be like,
Yeah, and you haven't even laced up the back yet either.
yeah,
Because you see all the rest of it's all spandex.
yeah.
All this. Yeah, see, I gave it. The funny thing is, when you go to clean it, you just walk into the shower with it.
Nice,
But,
not bad.
yeah, you look at the
You
craftsmanship
get a photo
on
of
it,
me in this thing?
photo,
Yep.
a video, while I take another mouthful of steak.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
still
got to be
eating,
cold by now.
goddamn,
Thank
man.
you for all this, man. It's a fun day, man.
Oh yeah, it's tremendous. I used to hate it because I'd have to wear a different mask coming into the arena, and because I had the hair all man bunned up, Pogo would just go homeless. Because instead of like the mask, I'd wear like the mask that they wear, like the surgical mask that you always see Japanese people wearing. Mm-hmm. You know the meaning behind all that shit, right?
Which part?
Well, they're so considerate that it's to prevent the spreading of their diseases.
Nice.
As well as
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. How do I get the camera, man?
See
You
how
gotta help
easy
me.
it slides on, man?
Oh, I got it. There you go.
And see, when you got the douchey man bun, it makes it so easy for it to go in and come off and go right back on.
Gotta get down a lot, right?
You gotta like pull it down. Just grab it and yank it, and it'll get into place. Yeah, there you go. Here, let me help you out, man. You ready? Oh man, your head's a little bigger than mine.
You guys look like you ever see Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
He fucking does it.
Hey Tony, do you want to get in and pose with him real quick, man? Come on, be a pro, Tony. Be a pro.
This finally dispels the rumor that it's me under the mask. Now you know it's not.
Nice.
Now you know it's not me under there.
Thanks, man. That's awesome.
This is an audio podcast, so visually this is probably shit, but
Yeah.
no, that's a nice little mask. Where did you get it from?
Okay, now I can finally put it over. John Bullard.
John Bullard. Okay, yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, you actually know John.
No, you said his name 3 minutes ago and got sidetracked.
Oh,
That's
shit.
all. I don't know John
Damn.
Bullard. I'm sorry.
I popped on the wrong thing. No, but if you look at the craftsmanship of how it's glued,
Thank you.
sewn, and everything else, absolutely incredible. You can see from the craftsmanship. I mean, it's adorable. You know how many explosions this thing's been in? But yeah, so when I heard Shaheen,
Bro, I got a question. Go on, man.
he was talking about the cheap mask and shit, and he was
No.
like, "Oh, and then that guy didn't do shit." And, actually, I went and I did that Deathmatch Russell podcast.
Yeah.
So I'd gotten backlash from everybody. They're like, "What the fuck? Why are you giving away all those stories for free?" And then
Because there's no money, man.
I ran across Shaheen, and I said, "Well, God, I didn't figure you thought much of me. I listened to you fucking bury me and rape me on your podcast." And I was like, "Listen, there's a shit ton of shit about going into fucking Once in a Lifetime. There's so much shit that people didn't realize." But anyway, so Tremont was like, "Let me get this straight. The guy spends all his time fucking trashing you, then he wants you on his podcast." He's like, "That doesn't even make sense, brother." And I was like, "Well, you know what? When I was doing the 605 podcast, that's the guy that was
That's what
Jim
For anyone who
Cornette.
wants to listen to the 605 podcast, you do like a 3-part series on it. Really good stuff. But go on, man.
I told, well, I've known him since I did Dennis Carluzzo's shows back in the mid-'90s. So I told him, I go, "If you want to spring it on me, I don't give a fuck. Because if Jim Cornette's on there and wants to shit on and bury Deathmatch Wrestling," I was like, "Trust me, there's enough shit I could fucking bury him alive on." I was like, "Especially, this is all new. The first time I'm going on the record. I'm choked up talking about old stories about Pogo. This is right after I came back from after he passed away." So I was like, "Oh, Christ." I was just ready for the world at that point. It's like losing my mind over the whole Pogo thing, especially being here when it happened.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking hit me with your best shot. Because to this day, I've stated, physically, especially mentally, that was the hardest fucking thing I've ever been hit by. To this day, the fact that I'm still standing after that is like, because it happened out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Who goes in for back surgery and winds up taking their life?
Yeah.
No fucking sense. And it was it was a different hospital than the one he was already in the midst of suing that fucked up his back surgery the year before.
Yeah.
So yeah, but after that it was like a real bonding. That to me was a turning point where I just noticed everybody was just so much kinder and they're like, "Tony, dude, holy shit, you went through a lot of shit, man." I still can't believe that I'm living in a world without him. How many times I'll even tell Yoshiko, I'll be like, God, at times like this, I would pick up and I would call Pogo and be like, "Yo, you got the answers. You tell me what's going on here." Although, Onita calling up and flipping out going, "You're this church guy? What the fuck, man? What the fuck? You're
Yeah.
not supposed to fucking die."
Wait, one more. So, I don't want to derail too much, but you were asking Seo Zawa last night. What's it feel like to get whipped into an exploding barbed wire ring, man? Does it
honestly,
hurt?
It feels like a devil's tooth came out from hell and bit you in the balls.
Well, there you go, man. Because he last night, I'm gonna call him out. He was like, that shit doesn't hurt. That shit's weak. Those explosions don't matter.
Yeah.
You see the one where he knocked me off the ring and
you dude, a fireball ate you, man.
My foot, the side of my foot.
But no, he was talking about the
like,
ropes, the pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, I was talking about because when you hit them, that's not what sets it off, right? There's somebody with the switch.
It's somebody detonating it, yeah. But
yeah.
so many times I've gotten too close to it.
Yeah.
All right, with Onita, and this is what I was telling Danny Havoc back there at Once in a Lifetime. I go, whatever you do, make sure you get struck, then curl and take your bump, tuck your chin. Because I made the mistake of, I curled my fucking legs, completely burned my pants. Another time he hit me in the stomach and the button of my shirt got so hot, Onita went to cover me, and all of a sudden he jumped back off me. He was like, fuck that. Push-up position on me. He did a push-up position on me, and Onita was like, ugh. And Onita was like, what the? He was like, I felt it burning my stomach.
Yeah.
And I was like, you! But I remember that, and Hasagawa coming up to me going, Jesus Christ. Because it was like right around Halloween. Again, I was Mammoth Sasaki.
Yeah.
He was the one that was holding me. And Onita hit me with the double explosive bat. And I was like, fucking... And you could see him at his size. I got a video of it. And you see, like, not gimmick-wise, he flew back. Because the impact on me, I was like, fuck! And I just, like, my ass knocked him backwards.
Yeah.
Sasaki's a big motherfucker, man. I was like, I look at him, I go, you just look like a giant piece of fucking meat, man. Like
he was like, his back's fucking shredded though. The way he walks, he pushes his gut out like
so
his back is fucked. Yeah,
his back is like in a question.
It looks really
We're the
bad,
exact
man.
same age too.
Yeah.
So he's always like bonded with me over that.
But
He's
the
like,
thing about the
me,
Japanese
him, and
wrestlers is that they don't wrestle 3 times a month. They're wrestling 20, 30 times a month.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, like this time around, I could have got literally booked every single day. I told you, like, tomorrow I'm not wrestling. I turned that down. I was like, Matt Ward Pro Wrestling in Shinjuku. I was like, guys, I'm going to bail on that because
That's one of those gay shows, by the way. But anyway, go on.
actually it's not. It's
really? Okay.
It's all intergender.
Wait, I gotta go to the bathroom.
I guess I don't know. What was the question before? Yeah, drop the name.
Throw a name at him to talk
All right.
man.
Let's see. Ito.
Oh Christ, Ito. There's a guy there. I always said to myself, he's like the perfect wrestler. He's got like the perfect body. Everything he does in the ring is meticulous. It's just that he spends so many years and so much power in Big Japan. Come on, somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. And if you know that you're not going anywhere and you're going to be there, who are you going to depend on? Yourself. That's going to do nothing but breed enemies, especially in wrestling.
Yeah.
That's another thing with DJ, man. Unless he's burying himself time and time and again, how's he ever going to get ahead? You know what I mean? No matter what, you're fucked. No matter what you do. The whole Triple H, double-edged sword thing. No matter what that guy does, he is fucked. Because everybody knows what's going on.
You know about the thing in February, Abdullah the Butcher's retirement kind of thing?
You can't even climb into a fucking...
I know.
The funniest goddamn thing ever was one of the first times I met up with Nick Mondo out here. He told me he got into it with Abdullah the Butcher. And Abdullah the Butcher's like, tell you what, man, anytime you want to... And Nick Mondo just goes, no, just envision that. Envision if this guy was me and fucking... I go, that guy can barely fucking walk.
It sounds like a monster chasing fucking Bugs Bunny, just doing that whole go to hug him and just, miss him.
Can you imagine Abdullah the Butcher challenge Nick Mondo to a fight? Like, that in itself is...
Hey, answer a question for me, and not to put out business. Was Nick Mondo ever a teacher here?
As I take a swig of beer. No, never. He was always into making movies.
Okay.
When he left wrestling, he worked at Blockbuster for several months because he just fascinated by
He was in
movies.
film school during,
I still call him in and out of wrestling, like the single most interesting human being you will ever.
I really want to interview him. I'm just waiting for the right time because I want to say one. Go on, man. Go on. I'm sorry.
It's like I don't get off on a religious tangent. You know, I have my beliefs and I don't shove them on nobody.
Yeah.
But Nick Mondo, that's another bonding thing right there. Is man, dude is seriously. You know, he will pray before his meals. I mean, he's a true and through. He's a real Christian. And I mean, you could see him. No matter what he does, he tries to better himself. And like, just a better person. You know what I mean? Like, he himself, he's another one of those guys that walked into something. We talked about, well, actually, you and I talked off the record outside with Zandig about how he didn't know what he was getting into. And then all of a sudden, there's all these business decisions that he had to make for that early CZW. Man, most of the guys don't know what the hell they're getting into. I didn't know what I was getting into.
Yeah.
I just packed up a 1987 Ford Temple and drove to Memphis and it was like, hey kid, get a passport. Hey kid, you're coming with us to Puerto Rico. I was like, what the fuck? You know, all right, yeah. Oh, cool.
What a dream, yeah.
It's ridiculous. And here we are, half a planet away, you know. His native land, yours is...
China.
Well, okay, born.
Ohio. No, I mean, I've lived in China for 5 years now, so to me, like when I go home to America, that's weird to me. You know?
Me too.
Yeah.
You know, I explained to you about me selling my house and all that bullshit, man. I can't wait to get rid of that monumental pain in the ass.
Oh yeah,
Just
like
to have
him
a
and
nice
me were
rest
at.
day.
We were doing the store tour today. Like we went to three or four stores, and I told him like 8 times. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. That is so cool, but I got nowhere to put it. I ain't buying it. You know,
so
like I can't
desensitized
buy
to
any
it,
of that
which is why
stuff.
I think I need, like, a friend of mine dropped what he was doing. He had a week's vacation. He just came out here to hang out with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you gotta understand something. I'm desensitized to all of this.
Yeah.
When I'm pointing out stuff, he's just like, like his mind is blown. He's like, Jesus Christ. You know, I love having people like that out here because, like, you know, I get desensitized to all this because, you know, it's living this. You know, this is the most English I've spoken in months.
Yeah.
I'm going on month number 4 here.
See, my problem is I keep speaking Chinese to people, and I'm like...
Which dialect? Because there's like 20 trillion of them.
Well, no, it's all the same language, just different accents is what it is. But yeah,
cold steak.
A northern accent, but like people keep on giving me shit, and I keep on saying "do it," which is like the Chinese word for like cool, right? Basically, it means like
Japanese.
yeah. So I keep on saying fucking "do it" to people, and I'm like, why am I talking like this to people? But it's hard, you know. It's just it's like I'm learning a 4th language.
I took the time out to like walk through every single inch of my house and be like, "This is where I have this shit. There's a couple chainsaws around here." And I'm doing all this, and a friend of mine goes, "You come across as the biggest Guido douchebag from Jersey," and I go, "Well, that's what the fuck I am, man." Just because I spent those 17 years in Memphis, down there every day was like, you ain't from around here.
Let's say, no.
People look at your social security number, they're like, what the fuck is this? You know, the way your social security number starts out, they're like, where the fuck are you from? And then you open your mouth and they go, it's fucking Jersey, shit.
Where were you born?
Small town, East Hanover, New Jersey. It's on the side of those old Nabisco boxes.
Okay.
'Cause that's where the headquarters are.
Yeah.
My sister wound up like head of marketing of that fucking shit too. She would bring all kinds of PlayStations and shit. It's like, hey, I got a free PS2. Not even Christmas. Cool. But yeah, it was like from there, you know, I had enough matches with Dennis Carluzzo, Indies, and all the other shit. You know, when Eddie Gilbert got there, I already had my friendship with him, hauling his bags around and shit, and kissing his ass because I loved Eddie Gilbert. And Eddie's the reason I'm here now. And I'm still here now. You know, a quarter century later. I'll be damned.
When did you wrestle in Puerto Rico?
That was 95, and that had a lot to do with, it's like Billy Travis, Steve Dahl, Ken Wayne, Eddie Gilbert laid the groundwork for that. And, you know, next thing I knew, I was like, hey, come on. And then I came back to Memphis TV with the Super Hysteria gimmick, and it just fell on my fucking face. If you ever look up in this Super Hysteria shit from Memphis, oh my god, I still have that.
What is Jerry Lawler like, man?
Love or hate. You know what I mean? I remember leaving Memphis and telling him, hey man, thank you for fucking I go,
Everything, yeah.
Put me on your TV. I wrestled
What is the
games.
so where does the hate come from? Bad payoffs or
That and him just, like, fucking with me. You know what I mean? Like, one night he was just like, why you squint so much? Why you squint? And I was just, I know he's a joke guy. So I was like, I don't need glasses. I drink out of the bottle. And he was just like, fuck. Tonight, because when we would do Buddy Wayne's towns, Buddy Wayne didn't want to haul the ring. So I'd get $100 for hauling the ring, but I had a ring crew to pay. Jerry's like, you're getting more tonight than I am. Me, just a lot of times, I guess that's why it was good. Japan was a good place I fell in with, because I couldn't be a wise ass because I didn't speak the language when I came here. But me back to Lawler was, well, fuck, you could book at the time, Hulk Hogan. And at the other thing, Ric Flair. Hey, you could book Hulk Hogan against Ric Flair, but if you don't have a ring and someone to put it up, what good is it?
yeah.
That's exactly what I said to him. And he was just like, I bet you take this shit for granted, don't you? You just think we're a bunch of hayseeds. You just think we're a bunch of... You probably go back home to your family in Jersey and laugh about what a bunch of fucking red...
By the way, that's the
assholes.
worst Jerry Lawler impression I've ever heard in my life. That's
Well,
like
am I
if
supposed
Jerry
to sit here
Lawler
like
and
this
Joe
say puppies?
Joe fucking Piscopo had a baby, man.
No, it was like when he squares up with you and he's just ripping into
Okay,
you.
yeah.
He would constantly do that with me. I'm like, motherfucker, if you saw where I lived, you guys were all wearing new Nike shoes and shit, Fucking, I'm half starving and I got a fucking ring crew I gotta pay and shit.
Yeah.
Buddy Wayne quit, then came back and I'm still hauling the fucking ring to his towns. Wrestling twice, under a mask, all the, I don't complain because I realized at the time it was one of the last of the territories to, but still, to like treat a young kid like that, like I would never do it, especially somebody with my level of commitment. I told you a story about I was the only job guy with a chainsaw, and I was lying to him because Jerry's like looking around, he's like, who has a chainsaw? And he had all the job guys, were all kind of spread out, but he was going to each of them. Which one of you guys has a chainsaw? And I was like, I do, because I saw Leatherface on all the fucking, on all the towns. I do. And then I had to go to the hardware store.
I thought so.
So, I mean, no, it's shit like that, but...
They always say, they always say to fucking indie guys, bring your gear.
Yeah, you never
Hey,
know.
put a chainsaw in your back of the trunk. You never know, man.
I lied about it, but I went out and got the chainsaw, but... So many different mask gimmicks in Memphis, too.
Yeah.
Come in.
The Christmas creature.
Well, he would cock his head to the side and look at me and be like, do you have like a stethoscope and a doctor?
Yeah.
Scrub? And I had to go to Mike Samples and be like, can I borrow,
All right, stop right there. I want to stop you right there. All right, I want to talk some timeline, okay? Are you ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I need you to stay focused, okay?
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
You should have started off the
right.
thing with that.
So, let me get a time note on that. All right, 1:59. All right, so, because this is going to be episode 3 now. Are you ready for it? Okay.
I'm such a rambling asshole that I made him do a third fucking... Now he has to go back and tell people, hey, there's a part 3 with this shit.
Beers and chainsaws with Chainsaw Tony. So, okay. So, listen. Okay, help me out, man. I'm trying to get Mike Samples on the show. You know me. I like doing this timeline shit, man.
Another guy who... He's my American Vegeta.
Okay.
I team with him. I went against him. I team with him. Different gimmicks. Yeah.
Okay. So help me out. Mike Samples is working Big Japan, 98, 99. Okay. The CZW guys come in. Hold on. Let me lay the timeline for everybody else. So give me 1 minute.
It
okay?
all ends with...
Let me lay out the timeline for people, okay? Well, anyway. So, okay. Well, I didn't... Okay. So, anyway. March 2000, the CZW guys come in. April, they hold the World Extreme Cup, and they tell Mike Samples, hey, bring in some guys, and they tell John Zandig, bring in some guys. John Zandig brings in Wife Beater, Justice Payne, and Nick Gage. Mike Samples brings in Mustafa, Tower of Doom.
Rick Hogan.
I'm sorry?
He was the Macho Warrior, Rick Hogan.
Okay.
Mike.
And at the end of the tour, they said, all right, John Zandig, you've got the you got the job of foreign booker.
Right?
Run us through. What happened? What is Mike Samples' opinion? Mike Samples gets pushed out. He won't talk to me about it, so I'm asking you, can you give Mike Samples' side of the story?
Book?
I haven't read Pondo's book.
I haven't
Me
either,
neither.
but
I haven't read it.
I heard him do this.
Sounded like I was burying Pondo before, but no. I kind of made a comeback with that. What happened was he slapped John Zandig, like in a meeting.
He smacked him. He physically smacked him.
Pondo was there. Ask Pondo.
Okay.
Ask Pondo. A few other people. And he
Well,
wound
go
up-
on. Tell the
he wound
fucking
up
story,
getting-
man.
He wound up getting deported. I wasn't there.
Bro, wait,
I've only heard
Go,
different
go
sides.
back 1 month and tell us this story, please, because I'm dying to know, man. Please.
Which month? Where he lost it.
Just
he lost
fucking
his
tell us
cool.
what you know about this story and what led up to it and everything.
He lost his cool and
Why?
slapped because all the internal bickering of the CZW guys. then
And keep in mind, the
Samples guys.
the CZW guys were being bankrolled by ADV Film,
Right.
so they were free talent for Big Japan.
They also had like $100 a day food allowance, which
Per diem,
yeah. But no, see,
More than I get.
that's where the part gets hazy because I was not there.
You
for
weren't
that.
there, but
No.
Mike Samples won't talk to me, so hopefully you can help me out because I was
Maybe I'll
getting these
talk to Mike
tapes.
Samples.
I was getting these tapes, and I, dude,
But it all-
this
his
is my
in-ring-
childhood, you know.
His in-ring did end too. I'm talking about Samples.
No,
He knew that it was his time to just not wrestle anymore.
yeah,
He fell off a scaffold, busted his hip. So, right about that point, you knew in-ring
It's over.
Done, yeah.
but what led to him smacking John Zandig, and what happened
that
after?
part, I know
Like
that
he
there was
actually
all the
bitch
tension.
slapped him in the face?
Yeah.
And John Zandig, what did he do? Because
I
John
don't know.
Zandig's a much more impressive fucking.
John Zandig
physical
is the kind of
specimen.
guy that'll- I think what Zandig did was the smartest thing he could do.
Nothing.
Sit back and watch him get kicked out. for
Yeah.
laying it. You can't.
This just
you're in a
happened to me
corporate
in
setting,
China.
You can't
Yeah,
slap somebody. Period.
yeah.
But yeah, that's from several sides of the story. That's what it all boiled down to. I heard that he slapped John
And
Zandig.
Pondo
And
was
again,
Pondo was there, so it had been in 2001.
Yeah, you could ask Pondo. Maybe Pondo will fill in all those blanks. Didn't you have like an open podcast? And
Yeah. But I mean,
Did
like,
he
I
skirt
don't.
around it? He kind of beat around the bush.
He never mentioned that.
I didn't beat around the bush when
I've
he
never
put me on the
heard
spot.
that.
I didn't beat around the bush. When he put me on the spot. He was
Okay,
like, hey,
well, let me
Tony,
say one thing. I'm 3
Somebody
beers
had
deep.
Pondo like just recently.
It was
We
me.
talked about it. Was it you?
Well, we had him on like 2
Yeah.
months ago.
Okay.
I was at the gym listening to it. I remember that.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for that part to come up. And it
Can I
never
suck my own
came
dick
up.
for a second? I just want to say, I put so much work into making a professional podcast that isn't the Chris Farley show. Like, I hate the Chris Farley show. Do you know what I mean when
No,
I
before
say
you said
that?
Chris Farley show, and what happened?
No, no, I mean like the Chris Farley show is, hey, Tony, remember that time you swung the chainsaw? That was so cool. I hate those fucking podcasts. I can't stand those podcasts. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be like, anyway, what I want to ask, so no, Pondo never brought it up. I want Mike Samples to come on my show and talk about that year.
That's everything that I heard, everything I've been led to believe by people that were there, is that he actually slapped.
Bitch slapped. Did he slap or did he bitch slap?
I wasn't there.
Okay.
Based upon
No
what I've heard.
video.
Yeah.
I need video.
I wish I could overanalyze and jog back in my memory, but that's at one of the points that I wasn't there.
All right, fair. Okay, I can't ask you to tell a story that
It's
you weren't
not
there.
fair. I wasn't there. It sucks.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I get it.
But
Okay.
yeah, I'd love for people to delve more. When I brought up to John Dahmer, I was like, because Dahmer was talking about when he was in the ring with Pondo, and he looks over, and Pondo's like, "Look, I'm wrestling." He had like somebody in a fucking wrist lock, bottom wrist lock, and Pondo yelled out to Dahmer, and I was like, "It just dinged." So I asked John Dahmer, I'm like, "What happened? I heard that Mike Samples slapped Zandig over there. Like, that's a little too hard to believe." And he was like, "No, that didn't happen." I was like, "Well, he was only over there a couple of times. Somebody has to know about this. Maybe we got to track somebody down that was actually there."
That's what I'm trying to do. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to assemble a timeline of the BJW from 1998 to 2000, through the Pondo years, and all I've got is Pondo. I've got nobody else to talk to from that time, and I'm like, who else would it be? Too Tough Tony, Mike Samples, I'm not going to get Zandig to talk about it. I'm not going to get Nick Gage to talk about it. So who are my options?
Nobody's going to own up to it. Because, I mean, it just seems so far-fetched.
Well, the
He
whole...
slapped him? Come on.
Well, no. Even beyond that, the whole business of that time period is like, it's out of whack.
Yeah.
There was money just being burnt left and right, you know?
Yeah, and if you look around, the crowds really weren't there either.
Bro, I ran, for anyone who doesn't know, I ran an Angel Fire Big Japan fan site, okay? And that's how I got started doing all this. I had fucking a Necro Butcher messaging
It's so cool
me.
because as much as I've heard him talk over the years, like I finally get to ask him some questions. Like I found that he's from Ohio.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have wrestling, but go on. If you want to, go ahead, man. I'm sorry. I'm 3 beers deep, so...
Yeah, it's going to turn into me interviewing you.
Go ahead. I want to, like... Go ahead, man. But, no, I had fucking Necro messaging me on AOL Instant Messenger where my code name, or where my username was BJPW is 1. Anyway, and saying, hey, brother, can you get me booked in Big Japan? I'm like, dude, I'm 13, man.
I would have never known that. He's another interesting guy. Like, Necro did everything.
They had him coming over
like,
on tourist visas.
Suit fighting organizations. What is that? Fighting Merkel Crop. And
Yeah. Merkel fucking fucked him up.
Bob Sapp.
He did a 3-way against Van Dam and Suaman and everything. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Minoaman. At the time Pogo sent me over to Taiwan, right?
Yeah. Oh, what's Taiwan like? I've never been to Taiwan, man.
It winds up being all amateur wrestlers.
Yeah.
So I told Pogo, I go, dude, these people are all fucking shooters. Like, real fucking, like, what the fuck are you doing? And he goes, listen, just pancake. You don't do like pancake. Just pancake down.
What does that mean?
He goes, just do, basically just hug the fucking, mats. Like, make them turn you over and shit. And he goes, at least there'll be some pictures. Then we could say that you competed, in shoot fighting. And I'm not a shooter. What are you doing, man?
Yeah.
It's like all these people are like really short. This is when I had to cut weight and get down to like 89 pounds.
What do you weigh right now, brother?
I'm 250 something.
And you got down to 180?
Yeah.
You can do it again.
Oh, here.
You can do it again, man.
158.
I'm a weight loss guy.
Were you sick or you just went on a diet?
No, I just go on a diet.
I think I told you before. I think I covered that about
no liquor, limited carbs.
And,
you
exactly.
can do it.
Just cutting portions little by little. And look, here's
I'm a weight loss guy.
Look, I'm showing you my phone right now. This is a horrible, for audio, terrible. But look at this entire before and after. Because also, like, when I got a couple of my teeth busted out with WWS, Pogo's
are your teeth fake right now?
Yeah, I mean,
show me them chompers, brother.
They're all fucking here. You're about to get them before and after. Ain't nobody got teeth this fucking pearly. It's so funny because people look at that and they'll be like, "You have a nice smile for a fucking hideous monster." This before and after. It shows dramatic weight loss. It shows my entire descendancy into fucking my teeth getting chipped, broken, knocked out, everything. Here we go. Before and after. Next to BoJack Horseman, because it's in alphabetical order on my phone.
Do you guys want another beer?
Look at this entire thing. This is all teeth broken.
Oh,
teeth
thank
redone.
God they broke your teeth, man.
Yeah, that was completely knocked out.
Damn.
And that's me with a giant smile because I got them fixed.
How many teeth are fake in there?
Well, my front 4 teeth were all chipped, broken, because it got to the point where one night, oh no, keep going, man.
I don't want to find a dick
if
pic
you're
or
monetising
something.
the weight loss, no. This is all before and after shit. So you see me when I'm
Whoa,
giant. Yeah.
you lost some weight, man.
Wait,
Yeah.
that's you?
Don't zoom.
Yeah,
Oh,
all
you
before
got to
and
get
after
back
shit.
down there.
Yeah.
You got to get back down there, man.
No.
I'm a weight loss guy, bro. I want to
now-
see you get back down,
For
man.
now, I got to keep on the size. And the hardest
Fair
part
enough,
about it
fair
is,
enough.
You know,
You can put a pillow under there. It's no big deal.
Okay, in Memphis, no, at one point, when I dropped to I cut back to 205, and Pogo goes, I didn't bring you in here to have chiseled abs. He's like, well, let's go. And I was like, man, you try hauling all that shit around, man. It sucks.
Well, Pogo's not a thin guy.
No, but I mean, even toward the time of his unfortunate passing, he was obsessing to lose more.
How did you find out that he passed? I don't want you to get emotional, so
no,
if you don't want to talk,
very-
that's okay,
no,
man.
I covered it before. Simply put, Niwasato, the former FMW
Yeah.
ladies heavyweight champion, who's, my church buddy. She's now an ordained minister who goes on missions to help the poor. She called me, and she's just kind of hemming and hawing. She kind of called out of nowhere, and I was like, I had this bad feeling. She goes, Tony, I don't even know how to say this. And she just blurts out in perfect English, Pogo's dead.
Yeah.
And I was just like, like I knew something was going to go wrong. I just had this awful feeling. He was complaining about, I lost so much blood, I'm in so much pain. He never really cursed that much. He was like, this fucking guy next to me is annoying me in his bed. And he goes, I gave him $50 a day, extra out of my own pocket money, to keep me in a room by myself. I don't want any of these people around. He's like, I just feel like I have no fucking strength. I'm bleeding all the time. I've lost so much blood. I feel like shit.
Why was he bleeding?
He was internally bleeding. It was cerebral infarction. They cut something underneath, and he bled out.
Wow. And so was it?
When they went back in to fix what they had done, apparently they had cut something else.
So what's the Japanese healthcare like here? Is it garbage?
Well, for him, he went to an outside insurance company, and they agreed to insure him. And they were like, they knew that he had health issues and everything. So all of his money was covered there, not to mention all the money he made from the years before. He held on to some of that. He had a failed bid with his restaurant over in Vilma Prefecture. And then he also had his big failed bid was for fucking mayor up in Guna.
Yeah.
He lost a shitload of money, but he was still making.
I was just covering that.
He was still making constant money with wrestling and with his company. And his whole thing was he didn't need wrestling. His days of being a fan for it, unless we talked about something he was passionate about. Which, he would try to give me a background, and I already knew a lot of his background.
Yeah.
But the stories would fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
Which is so cool. I leave Los Angeles. I go to Calgary after that. And then he would tell me how that happened, why this happened. And then the Funk's taking a liking. And then him telling Onita, you better learn how to cook because those Funks love Oriental food. So, throughout it all, then Ichiro Yaguchi was the next call. And I was like, fucking man. And then I went to call out to somebody else and start letting people know. Before I could get a hold of that dickhead Dave Meltzer, he botched everything.
Do you want to shit on Dave Meltzer for a little while? I hate Dave Meltzer.
I don't really hate him.
I don't hate him. No, he does
he's
not.
kind of been there for me, kind of in a weird way. But
90% of it is awesome, but that 10% he gets wrong is fucking brutal.
These pictures will blow your mind of it shows.
You're still talking about your weight loss?
Yeah, and new teeth. But yeah, that pretty much the before and after here.
Yeah.
And
we got to get you down there again, man.
Yeah, 44-inch waist, dropping all the way to like 32, and then showing how 32 is like hanging off of my ass. That's Bull Nakano's weight loss.
Yeah, it's nice, yeah.
Yeah, so, let's see. No, I don't want to get back down there. Like, the whole entire idea of when I cut back to 205, actually, when I bombed out 158 is when Pogo told me, let's see, we're going to bring you back to it, because, he had me in there as Atalashi leather, shin leather, all these different variations of leather. And that started back in 2003. So he's like, we got to bring him back. And he was like, they're trying, but he's like, people aren't buying a fucking Japanese leather case. They shit all over it. He's like, and our gates have constantly decreased. Look at his forehead.
What did I do?
He's got a gig mark.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, dude. That was in the deep
Bump there. He's got
Jesus
a bump
Christ.
raised up a little.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you.
You're gonna wake up tomorrow and it'll be like a big goose egg on your head.
Oh, man, thank you very
So
much.
what it wound up coming to be was that, he goes, I was 158, and he goes, we got to bring back the leather fits to me. He's like, you got like 8 months. He's like, so do what you have to do. He goes, I'm going to tell you right now. You start using steroids, because, I used them in the past. Just to
That's fucking, and that's cool here, right?
And you know what? No, not really. Not at all. Because Pogo told me, he's like, if you even think about getting back on the sauce, he's like, I'll fucking fire you immediately. You don't need to do that. You're not a kid anymore, Pogo himself had fucked around with him. I think all wrestlers play with him,
He wasn't like a fucking Adonis or anything, man.
Yeah, but his whole thing was like, he's like, ain't nobody gonna buy a 158-pound leather face.
No, that's true.
Cut the shit.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I put on all the weight. I put on all the size, everything that I had to do, and did it without any fucking roids. I haven't touched that shit in a couple decades now. And it was like, you know, with him it was like he was seeing that I was willing to go through anything. You know, the teeth thing that I pointed out. I had to call him in the middle of the night. I was like, dude, I'm in so much fucking pain. He's like, we gotta get you to that dentist. And I was like, without even saying, this was done on your watch. I'm getting fucking headbutted in the face by, Jesus Christ, why is his name escaping me? By Fujiwara. I'm getting headbutted in the fucking face. I'm doing all these brutal fucking strong style matches, all this other bullshit. So it was done on your clock, on your watch, in your ring. He would always medically cover me. Like, you know, he would go to his fucking back, you know, and they'd fuck with his back, and then they would do mine for free because I was there with him. And I was under the same plan. So, yeah, then came the phone call from Amita where he was flipping out going, what the fuck, man? Like, Pogo's gone. And then it was like a barrage of everybody just hitting me up. So once I put it out on Facebook, I'm like, I didn't even have the words.
I'm pretty sure that you broke the story in the English language.
Immediately. And as soon as I put it up there, I turned off my laptop and I was just like, I really need to think about this. I'm like, he's fucking dead.
Yeah.
Holy, I was like, some of my clothes are at his fucking apartment. I'm like, what? I was like, nah, let me try to process this. And then I started crying and shit. And I was like, oh man. I was like, fuck. I spent like 2 hours just crying and thinking like, and in the middle of this, the old lady that I moved into my house, that's still there in my house, she came in, she was like, hey, morning Tony, how's it going? Hey man, I got some extra. And I was just like, what was that? And she was like, she just covered her face and left out the room. And like I continued to mourn. And then after about 2 hours, I turned on the fucking computer, which I didn't want to do. I got my phone, started looking through it, and it was just message. And then I was just selectively like picking them out. I was like, I answered back Matt Tremont. I'm like, this is just like my worst fucking nightmare, man. And then I was like, all right, fuck all this social media shit. I'm like, get your bearings. And I was like, yeah, that's it, be tough. I go to the convenience store. I go to like drink a beer just as if to say like, all right, my life.
Do you want a beer? Bring him on, yeah.
Keep it going.
Hey, I didn't get a steak, so beer's on me tonight.
Yeah.
Sorry, brother.
Going to piss.
Dude, I popped it. Now I can't contain it. Keep on going, though. I'll be right back.
I love it. Onita, the cute way, will sit there and go, pee-pee time. When he gets up to go to the bathroom, he's go, pee-pee time.
What is the, I heard...
Then he has to explain to the Japanese what pee-pee time is.
BJW has some memorial thing that they haul out around to their events for Pogo or something? Or
Yeah,
what is that all about?
WWS does that. Every single show, like they build up a shrine. My old lady, man, Yoshiko helped like build a shrine.
That's not BJW? Somebody told me it was BJW. Yeah.
He was actually their very first champion.
Yeah.
And when Kojika had launched BJW, along with the guy that was a Dragon Master in WCW. When he launched that, when BJW was a brand new company in 1996, they built the whole thing on the back of Pogo.
Yeah.
They were like, Pogo's going to carry this, you know. And then later on, Matsunaga joined. But WWS always does that. I must have a million pictures on my phone. They'll build a shrine on stage.
Yeah.
Fans will bring them gifts like he's still here. Like
Yeah.
bring them beer.
They still do it?
Yeah, and then after the show, the boys will look at it and be like, I can't drink that much sake.
Yeah.
So you wind up getting all kinds, you celebrate with them still.
Right.
In the spirit of them, too.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was like when that whole thing happened, it was like, God damn, and then having to answer, get back to everybody. And, like, I started copying and pasting. I'm like, I'm sorry, now's not the time.
Yeah.
And I just copied and pasted to all these different people that were like, I went into detail in the 605 podcast, but I thought it was just so disgusting. Some people were like, can I have his knee pads? And I'm like, man, you fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
I pray to God that you fucking get ran over by a bus.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Come on.
No,
Don't lie.
at the time that I was going through this, I was like, really, if you got ran over by a bus of necrophiliacs, I pray to God that's just the start of your bad fucking day. You know what I mean? Like, all this shit was
The vultures come out. They want to shit.
Yeah, it was like, Yeah, and people like, oh, well, if I get a pair of his socks, you know, I can make like, you know, or I can like use this and like. I'll
Just
go
capitalism,
around,
man.
I'll go around and cut little pieces off, and then this way everybody could have their own piece. And I'm like, I'm like, you're just such a piece.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Send me my son.
Send me a son.
There you go.
Thank you.
Hey, mucho beer, good design.
My fucking Japanese is garbage, man.
Just go
My Chinese is not that bad, man.
I wouldn't
Japanese
imagine,
is
man.
garbage,
5 years,
man.
man. Holy shit.
Nah, my Chinese is actually, as much as I talk about how much it sucks, it's actually not that bad.
You know what the funniest thing was? So I go to the convenience store, like right after this whole thing has hit me.
Sorry.
Don't bring my phone. I go, I need another pack of cigarettes because I know I'm gonna like chain smoke and shit. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a beer. I'm sure if I'm drinking a beer. And I actually wrestled at a daytime show that day too. So I was like, all right, let me just get a beer. Maybe life will start to beer and a cigarette. I was like, yeah, just be tough. I'm gonna tough this shit out, man. I'm standing there, all of a sudden I'm grabbing on the fucking sign. And I'm just like, holy shit. I'm going into freak out mode, man. Like I'd never had like an anxiety attack, I guess it was. But I was just like, fuck this, man. I went home and I cried like a little girl for another like 2 hours. In between answering everybody's. But yeah, it literally took me a full day to just get off of my ass. Just sitting there, no sleep. First place I went, Naoshi Sano's bar. Buck Gunderson, like the OVW guy, who's from Canada, came out with me in Naoshi Sano's bar. And I'm like, you caught me at the worst possible, humanly I was like, but life has to resume and go back to normal. And then, what do you want to call it?
Anyway, go on.
First place I went to was Naoshi Sano's Stanley Club Bar in Shinjuku. I went in there and he was already wearing polo shirt. And we were both looking at each other like, I got a call because I was supposed to wrestle that night and they're like, Tony, like, you're not going to be in any frame of mind. They're like, holy shit. And I was like, I don't even know what to fucking think at this point. What the... He started coming with me at church all the time. So then on top of other things, I was like, what the fuck? Sambo Asaka, the guy from FMW.
Yeah, from FMW, yeah.
He became a Christian, right while he had gotten cancer. So everybody was like, yeah, it just, it's one of those things I could never, death never hung in the balance. This wasn't a live or die thing. It was either, all right, I'm going to be walking, I'm going to be in a wheelchair, or I'm just going to walk awkwardly and fucking, you know. It wasn't supposed to be like, he's going to live, he's going to die. What the fuck? But yeah, I think there was another question he had or...
I don't know. I'm
you
getting
hear how
drunk,
much
man.
yeah, me too. You hear how much I ramble. This ain't helping.
Jeff, take it. Take it. Give us a floor to talk about, man.
Let me see.
Now it's gonna seem long and drug out. They don't ran out of shit to say, man.
Well, shit, you want to end it there, man?
I mean, we could, man. I don't want to, like, you know.
No, I'm fully, dude. I'm fully in tune with like end on a high note.
I'm tired
man.
of listening to you fucking
Nick
talk,
Gage.
Tony.
What are you thinking about Nick Gage?
Nick Gage
Nick
was
fucking
a guy.
Gage.
Okay. True story. Memphis, Tennessee. I got my death match, Sex and Violence. Bring in Drake Younger. Our champion was Chief Akulaka, you know, the guy out in the Midwest, and Drake Younger. Right. So it was like the three of them, me. We're in this 4-way death match. Scotty Vortex winds up winning the belt. So I was like, got an idea. You guys be like Midwest militia guys. I'll bring in John Zandig, Nick Gage. That's the way I wanted it. I was like, this be fucking perfect. We got one show left because I sold my house in Memphis, made that fucking announcement that that's it. My house is sold, I'm leaving. That was my big announcement, people. But I've sold the company. It's Motley Crue is your brand new owner. Yeah. Anyway, I don't think he never did nothing with it. He had like 2 bars. One of them was paying him like $1,500, and then the New Daisy on Beale Street, downtown Memphis, was paying us $2,500. This is every month. So every 2 weeks we were running death matches. So another long story short, after the house was sold, it just didn't happen. I was like, what am I going to do? Live in a hotel just to run my last show? And then, yeah, that was like, I would have loved to have had Gage and Zandig just to see what that looked like on paper. Drake Younger, Scotty Vortex, Big Chief.
Yeah.
That would have been a whole lot of fun. Chief is now, well, he really has a stranglehold in
Who is this?
Chief Okulaka.
I have no idea, man. Keep in mind, bro, I've
Rod.
never been to a wrestling show in America in my life since 2000 EC. I went to one
that's so hard to
ECW show. I went to the first TNN taping in Toledo, Ohio, which was so bad it never saw air, and then they retaped it in Queens like 2 weeks later. But anyway,
How so bizarre for wrestling. It's like, all right, it didn't work out in Ohio. Let's go to the Queens.
dude, when I saw it, they announced it on Heatwave like 2000 or something. And I remember I'm watching Heatwave, and they're like, and we're gonna be in Queens, we're gonna be in Florida, and I'm like, Toledo, Ohio, what the
best
fuck?
was at the FMW roster, right? Like, this was like the last 3 years that they kept the new FMW going. It was like they would just run out of some ideas. So it was like, all right, then we're gonna have Yaguchi's gonna turn on Onita, and he's gonna be your partner tonight. And you're gonna go against like Hosaka, Onita, and like Ricky Fuji, like a 6-man.
Yeah.
And then like, all right, now we're gonna turn Hosaka and Onita. Yaguchi's gonna turn on you and join back with Onita, and Hosaka's going back to his Mr. Polo 2 persona. And it was like all these angles are like a mile a minute. Like we do one tour, we get out of there. Then Onita goes, we have to add another layer because I beat you all last tour. Like, all right, I know what to do. I'll say I know who it is under that mask. It's Tony Myers. Don't call this guy Leatherface. Call him Chainsaw because like Pogo couldn't stand the Leatherface name. He's like, there's already been 2 of them here.
Who?
So,
I'm sorry. Who couldn't Pogo?
Onita.
Onita couldn't stand
He
it.
couldn't stand the whole leather. He was like, that's enough.
Oh,
He's like,
bro, I don't want to cut you off, but I got a topic I got to ask you about. Victor Quinones. Drop it on me, man. Like, what's the fucking deal on him,
He's a
man?
hustler, man.
He was a hustler.
He's a hustler, and he, I mean, it's out there. He liked his men. you
Yeah.
know?
There's a story he was jacking off on David Flair.
There's all kinds of
And that's why
crazy-
David Flair bailed on Puerto Rico,
And
because he
Ric Flair
woke
was all
up. He
hot
woke up
for
and Victor
years.
Quinones was
Yeah.
busting one on his face. Yeah.
My
That's the rumor, man.
Sweet, lovable professional wrestling, folks. You remember there was
Jesus.
there was a thing on the message board where so many rumors were added.
It was the sleaze thread. Yeah.
and then,
I was
like,
there for it,
There was like
man.
216 of these things where it was like Raven, Bang, Becky, Bayless, and they had
Which
the
is
Honky
true,
Tonk Man
which
and
is
Raven
true.
sit there and address all this shit.
Yeah.
Jimmy Valiant, you know, like that girl shit on a fucking.
So okay,
table.
okay, wait.
So,
I
yeah,
gotta,
with-
so
with
wait.
Victor
I
Quinones.
gotta be a professional. Hold on, give me 82 seconds.
What's great about
Give me 82
Victor-
seconds.
Yeah, 82.
Victor Quinones not founded. Okay, what was his
IWA.
relationship with IWA, Wing, ECW?
He would bring over a shit.
So
like
he
whole
was a
crate
booker.
of
He-
shit
he
to
was a-
sell to Japanese people. He was a hustler.
He was a talent booker.
Yes.
What was his start in wrestling, man?
I don't know his initial how he got involved with all
Yeah.
wrestling, but like the thing with him is you will never find any of the boys that bash him.
Yeah.
Nobody-
Any of the Japanese boys.
When
Was Shunji Nakamaki
Kanemaru was
gay?
down to his Wing Kanemaru was down to his last $20 in the United States. You know, we did the whole Smoky Mountain.
The Smoky Mountain tour, yeah.
Victor Quinones gave him money.
Okay.
The head
But Victor Quinones booked him, right?
yeah, and
So
I mean,
you got to take care of the guys who you book. You can't fly a Japanese guy to Tennessee and then leave him stranded in a hotel, right?
yeah, but I mean,
Dude,
so
you
many-
are addicted to these filters. You got to put your cigarette out faster, man.
It's the one you started smoking.
Quiet down. But anyway, I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I haven't smoked a full
Look at
cigarette
it.
in
It's,
fucking 9 years,
becoming a
dude.
knot now. Oh my god, it's becoming a goose egg on his forehead.
I'm gonna.
And it was
I'm
lit
gonna
on
call it a
fire.
bump. I'm gonna call it a bump.
Christ, man. I remember when Wolfie D one time goes,
Fuck Wolfie D. We're talking about Victor Quinones.
real quick, Wolfie D goes, He goes, man, I need to quit gigging, man. I think I think that's why I'm starting to go bald. It's like, what the
Send me on Facebook. Send me, okay?
all these guys' fucking foreheads all carved
So
up.
Victor Quinones,
So
okay.
Victor Quinones took care of a lot of like.
Was
Pogo was
Shoji
a-
Nakamaki gay?
I don't know.
Okay, go on
I'm
about
not about
Victor
to ask
then.
him.
Go on about
Pogo
Victor.
fucking hated Nakamaki. As much as he used him and shit, he would never say a nice word.
Do you?
He would constantly
Is Nakamaki
bury
still
him.
around?
He was a journalist.
Man, I got like 9 questions I'm asking you at the same time.
I know.
Let's stick with Victor, okay? Just talk about Victor, man. I'm so fascinated by.
He took care of
by Victor,
everyone.
dude.
Pogo was another one. The Headhunters. Headhunters were 2 guys that were trained by Johnny Rods.
Yeah.
Who were going nowhere. He took them under his fucking wing, and boom, there you go.
Ooh.
Next thing you know, they're all
The
over the fucking
Headhunters.
world.
Yeah. You've heard the Kawasaki Dreamin' thing, right?
Yo,
It's got quotes of Victor just the Headhunters. Woo!
Yeah.
So,
he mentioned that he managed all the heroes. You'll
Yeah.
see him out there with fucking Kirshner, the original leather. You know, when it gets brought up to me, man, I go, Kirshner is 62. He's like settled into a regular life, like
and what's he doing nowadays?
truck driver.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good guy. Man.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, he pulled no fucking bullshit.
He almost
like,
killed fucking Nakamaki that one
Yeah.
time
he
on
just-
purpose by his own admission.
It was there in Shinjuku when he fucking slugged the guy. Doug Gilbert was there.
Yeah.
Doug Gilbert talked about, he goes, man, it's like a water balloon done exploded, man. He was like 15 feet away and blood sprinkled all over him.
Yeah, he was trying to kill him, man.
He just drilled the guy in the face.
Over what, a booking?
No, the guy came up to him.
No, I mean that nail death match is what I'm talking about.
No, he was in a raw mood anyway. He was ready to quit over the whole Ibaragi thing. Ibaragi took his gimmick, gave it to Rick Patterson
Yeah.
in Canada.
Yeah.
Wanted to charge him like $2,000 when this shit was only like the whole Leatherface thing is only like a few bucks, man. You know,
Yeah.
dress shirt, tie.
But still, when you're
Masks will
like
cost
when you're
money.
swinging a bed of nails like a fucking baseball bat on a guy trying to kill him, I mean,
Not giving a
Jesus.
shit, yeah. You know it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be right when he goes back to Eddie. He's gonna, the third part of the interview. He's gonna be like sober, and he's gonna be like, yeah.
All right, I'm sorry.
Kind
I'm
of went
gonna-
off the rails.
I hope that thing's still on.
It is.
Cut
It
off
is.
like
It
an
is.
hour ago.
Take over, Jeff. Take over.
And it's
I'm
gonna
too
have to
drunk. I
drown
gotta go home.
out.
I'm too drunk. I gotta go home.
No,
Go
man,
on,
you never
Jeff.
look better, man.
No, Jeff is my co-pilot. Come on, man. Help me
So
out.
yeah, with Victor Quinones,
Yeah, I'm a captain.
you'll never hear any of the boys
I'm
bash
co-pilot.
him. Though.
Yeah.
You'll never hear anybody trash the guy.
Yeah.
Ever. He always helped everybody. And you know, he passed.
Yeah.
And to this day, nobody will say anything bad about the guy.
Well, there's the whole story that he, I don't want to say forced, but he greatly implored Tajiri and Super Crazy to do the final ECW tour. He's like, look, you aren't going to get paid, but they're the reason why you're anybody, and you've got to finish out the tour. You know, like
That was
think
just a commitment thing, though. You know what I mean?
I think that Victor Quinones is a very fascinating man in wrestling. Very fascinating.
very influential.
Yeah.
Got a lot of people, a lot of work, helped out a lot of people. Good luck finding anybody in wrestling you can say that about.
What was your first Japanese tour?
It wasn't a tour.
What
What
was it?
happened was, so I come in, right? Eddie Gilbert goes, they sent a plane ticket for you.
I gotta pause you real quick. Am I unlistenable to right now?
No, it's
okay,
awesome.
go
Keep
on.
going.
All
Keep
right,
going.
go on.
You're audibly speaking, so
I'm on
I
like.
can understand you.
All right, cool.
So yeah, Eddie Gilbert wanted to put the ticket for me
Right.
in my legal
What?
name and everything.
When?
1994.
Okay.
He had already quit Wing by then.
Yeah.
So I just show up there. I'm trying to call around and shit. All of a sudden I see this young guy there and he flags me over there and he goes, oh, you must be at, this before I was even Tony Myers.
What's your
that's
fucking
all
name,
right.
dude?
You want to hear something that'll trip you out? My legal name is Jason Myers.
No. Why would you ever change that? Chainsaw Jason Myers? Come on, dude.
It just sounds so made up. It's like people...
Hey, do you want to know my
Dude,
fucking real name,
come on,
dude?
man. You try to be a nerdy wrestling fan wearing nothing but t-shirts to fucking high school. I had a horrible fucking stutter. I wouldn't shut the fuck up about wrestling, and I got a legal name like that.
That'd make a great shirt.
Come on, man.
Put something together.
People would go,
Jason
am I
Myers.
supposed to read your legal
No,
name here out loud?
if you want to.
I won't. But it was funny. You did notice that though last night. I saw him sitting there in the crowd.
I can't read it because I got my phone.
Steven Tyler is my name.
Oh.
My
wasn't about to
middle
announce
name
that.
is fucking Tyler.
Which is
Anyway,
great.
but yeah, you were pointing at me. I was snapping photos,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
okay,
Yeah.
2 things. Now I'm like interrupting my own shit to say other shit. So, okay, first thing. So it was like, people in high school would always be like, oh, the fucking retard with the stutter loves wrestling. You
Isn't
fucking...
it suck? I got a stutter, man. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah. Anyway.
It wasn't nearly as bad as mine.
Yeah.
But, so wrestling promos helped me, like, overcome all that shit.
I
was
had
bullied, man.
decades of speech therapy, dude.
Yeah, but it's easy for you to address it now.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
And
You
you're
grow up
totally
and you're like,
coherent after 20 beers.
thank you, man. Thank you. No, you
So-
grow up. Yeah.
So, people were like, what's your middle name, Freddie? It never stopped. So, long story short, Tony Myers is just something Downtown Bruno came up with on Memphis TV.
Okay.
They didn't want me as Romeo Rodriguez, or couldn't remember that. So, Tony Myers, you see me throw my hand up, go, who the fuck is Tony Myers? So, yeah, TD Steele, Charlie Laird, and Tony Myers. But yeah, so last night, I see him sitting there in the crowd. Now, I remember either I friend requested or he friend requested. I knew what his face looked like. But I mean, how many fucking white people are in the crowd? Just I'm sitting there and I go, hey, I know this guy.
I was telling
There's
him.
2 sitting beside each other.
Yeah.
Last night I was telling Jeff here, I was like, when you all came out, man, I'm a mark for the Goon Squad. It's you and Gunzo, and Gunzo's Gunzo. Fujita's wearing the the Friday the 13th Part 2 fucking burlap sack mask. I'm like, oh, bro, this is the Goon
I was
Squad,
wondering where the
man.
fuck it was. He didn't take it out and put it on until like the last minute.
Yeah.
So I was like, God damn. I thought I turned off this thing.
I love that match, bro.
The funniest part is I always tell guys, I was like, hell, you're going to have to get my attention anyway. But when you do it, it's like...
Fujita was trying to get you to go over to pose for a photo, and you were too busy swinging your chainsaw
To
around.
me, the
I could see you.
best part about being retarded and being Leatherface is even when people call you by your name and shit,
You can be like, oh!
yeah. 'Cause you heard them last night they were over there going Tony, and I'm looking behind me and going, and
Gunzo and Fujita
I mean,
were
you see
posing for the hard cam.
yeah, you see Fujita he's trying not to laugh. God bless his heart, but he was just like. It makes it even funnier that I'm like pointing to myself and I'm looking behind me like, where the fuck else would another Tony be? Anywhere in that crowd? But yeah, it was like, I promise I'd be on my best behavior and shit. And then even Kasai, especially Takeda, he was like, dude, I know this is supposed to be like a sacred holiday. I'm like, fuck that, there's wrestling here. But to me, it was always like, Nozawa once pointed out, he goes, you get so nervous. I go, no, I don't. I go, it's playing into the whole fucking, the guy's a retard.
I got a question for you. What are the difference between Japanese and American wrestling with the fans? I mean, the Japanese fans, they don't really do much.
Yeah,
and if they do like a golf clap.
Golf clap. And
It's
you know what
like,
I always do? I always
what do you
tell
like
them,
better?
I was like, fuck it. I was like, if I gotta break the fourth wall, I don't give a shit. I'll say in Japanese, y'all make some fucking noise.
Yeah.
I'll leave this motherfucker. I swear to God, I will. Like, come on, let's fucking have a good time out here.
Well, it's like classically Japanese and American wrestling as well, but the Japanese.
No, like the American thing is like, it's slow clap. Like, come on, how old are you, man? Why are you doing that?
Well, no, what I mean is like, I think that the traditional technical style of wrestling continued longer than in America.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the idea of hardcore wrestling only came in like 1990.
Right.
Whereas in America started in the mid 70s, so they were like 15 years
fans
behind
in
a little
suits
bit.
is kind of
Yeah, and chicks and families and
When you watch some of the first wrestling that was ever caught on video, and you see like people
it's
with
all suits.
martinis and shit, and like suits and ties. And a small table. You're like, what? The? Like these people attended wrestling. Not lowbrow, toothless hillbillies. Like,
It's not a VOW show. It's okay. Calm down a little bit. But.
yeah. Did you see you saw in the goddamn picture, right? Like they had to drill like a bit, like and make like a metal thing in my gum line and shit.
No, I didn't see that. What the fuck are you talking about? What?
When they went to do the implants, because they're all in.
Oh, when you were just showing that. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry, man.
It reminded me because I got like rice all lodged in my teeth right now. I'm still fucking eating. I feel bad. I'm eating and you guys are just like hanging. Like,
Oh no, I feel bad, dude. This has been like I'm really thankful, man. Like this has been really fun tonight, man.
No, I mean it's something else, man. You don't get a lot of time to get anything off your chest.
Yeah.
And usually when you do, it's just like a heat-seeking missile. Like, I don't trash. I don't want to.
I don't want you to trash anybody. Hell no, man. I'm a positive guy, man.
Yeah, it's like to me, there's so much fucking negativity when you deal with shit on a daily basis.
Yeah.
There's no fucking point in just being like, yeah. And I mean, you can laugh at something for parody's sake. Jesus Christ, like how long can you fucking do it for? It's like that's why we moved on from the IWA Deep South. Otherwise, I mean, the funnier the stories are that Jeff tells, or even, makes it even better.
The only thing that got me was I just watched. I don't know if you heard the podcast, but I just watched that $10 wrestling.
Yeah.
And he just goes, this is just.
Did
It's like he lost it on the fucking.
Cause
podcast.
dude, he's just saying the N-word and making fun of fucking retards, and I'm like, what the fuck is
And
this?
that Taurus Dookie guy is fucking Kevin on the
I
goddamn.
didn't know it was Kevin. When Mike told me, I lost it. I'm like, oh, I thought it was some goofball they got from the crowd, and no, it's Kevin fucking Brennan.
And they had the rape face guy. Like, in what shape or form what kind of a sick human being would be like, yeah, it's a baby face, yeah, let's cheer him. He rapes underage. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What is wrong with people? Like, why would you think
They're
that was
people
a good
I don't wanna
idea?
know.
And I just barreled into negativity, but I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
there's decency, and then there's filth, and then there's fucking. All right, like John Waters wise puts it best. There's in good bad taste and in bad taste.
Yeah.
Like in good bad taste is something that is funny. In bad taste is something that's just stupid.
Yeah.
Like in good bad taste. Boy, this is really in good bad taste. Was like, all right, after 9/11, somebody took the picture of all the people jumping out of the building, and then they put like Olympic scores on the bottom of the screen. Like Croatia, like United States, France.
That's bad
Fuck
taste.
that.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But in good bad taste is like when you look at something that's fucking horrific and you listen to somebody like analyze it and just destroy it, and it's funny the way that they do it. It's like it started out that way with Jim Cornette, where it's fucking funny listening to him retort on shit.
But now it's so old, man.
But now
I'm so
it's just
sick
like,
of it. Yeah.
how many fucking times can you hear Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express? And how many fucking times can you hear, if you put his brain down a corn row and a roll storm drain, and it's fucking stop.
I'm gonna make like
Stop.
one of those like random fill in the sentence Jim Cornette bots of like, if a squirrel can go out on a Sunday and give me a hot dog, then maybe you can fuck my mother on a, it's.
I will say something about Deep South. Before GCW,
Yeah.
You gotta
and
point out how Canadian that fucking sounded.
before Val, more fans that go to like a ton of matches go to Carnage Cup
Yeah.
because it's just different.
I swear to God, one time I was thinking
That's
about
not a
just
bad
going down
thing.
there by myself and just like by myself and like with a hat, and so nobody like bothers me. So
Yeah.
I could just listen and overhear what the normal crowd has to say about the shit that they are fucking seeing.
Yeah.
Like if they're like, yeah, that was great, or like, oh man, he's really fucking him up. Like, what is the vibe at those events? Are people just standing there like, looking at each other like, we leave? Like, this is not good?
Yeah.
Or are they like, yeah, kick his ass? I mean, what are they coming for?
I'll say a couple
They
positive
gotta be
things
like
about Carnage
Andy
Cup.
shit.
I want to say one thing about Carnage Cup. I don't want to say it made him, But Matt Tremont's first big match was against Danny Havoc at the fucking Carnage Cup. We all know it when he
Then
took
Brett
that
recommended him to CZW.
the the superplex onto the shopping cart. I mean, that's Matt Tremont, and that's in every Matt Tremont.
Yeah, but you know something? The way
highlight
that I see
reel.
it with how driven Tremont was,
He was going to do it anyway.
Anyway,
Absolutely.
No matter what.
And you know what? Like,
He would have been like an Ian Rotten guy. If it
yeah,
wasn't for that. Yeah.
he would have found some way in. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But my thing about the Carnage Cup is just it's just how well documented man, dude. It's just like there's screenshots of him talking to people, talking about how Hitler's was a great guy and how like.
I've never seen any of that shit.
Bro, I'm gonna
I've
send it
never
to you.
seen
He
any
was
of that
talking to
shit.
Adam Lash, the guy from not Smart Mart Video, maybe High Spots or whatever. But he was talking to Adam Lash about how he wanted to put the Deep South
He
stuff
was
on
one of the Dennis Carlin guys.
on Powerbomb, right? Anyway, and the Powerbomb guy, like, he's like, oh, I don't know, there's pictures of you being a racist, blah blah. And dude, it's like these are screenshots, and Kevin Brand's like, you need to watch real documentaries about Hitler so you can know the real story about how he was trying to save Europe and blah blah blah.
Oh, he was trying to save you.
Yeah, dude, this is Kevin Brennan, dude. And there are pictures of him in KKK hoods, all that stuff. It's like, look.
So is that for shock value, or does he actually believe that?
Dude, he's from
You know,
the.
you know what the beauty of all of it is with like IWA Deep South? The more you listen to somebody rail on it and just describe how flat out,
The more it makes sense.
the funnier it gets.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, that's in good bad taste.
Yeah.
What I just summarized right there.
Okay.
Someday-
Topic. Hold on, I got a topic I wanted to ask. You saw those Russian guys set the ring on fire, okay?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, look, I'm going to be honest.
I love
Okay, when I do my little typing up,
Holy shit.
now look, I sit at my desk for 4 fucking hours and I type it up, right?
Yeah.
And I have to say, look, am I a journalist? How serious do I take this? And how critical should I fucking be and everything? Those Russian guys, they're not trained. They're trying to build something. Okay,
They're trained a little bit.
but they lit the ring on
Trained
fire
as
with
wrestlers
gasoline.
a little bit.
They lit the
But,
ring on
yeah.
fire with gasoline.
It's hard to get. It's hard to get kerosene over there,
How
I
critical
guess.
should I be of these motherfuckers? You know what I mean? The dude
They should have
almost
probably
lost his
done it once
foot.
before they actually did the match.
He almost lost his foot, you know? Like, how critical should I be? Tony, help me, man. You've been around for 25, 30 fucking years. How critical should I be, man?
You gotta work with what you get.
I'm
they
just
don't have
direct result
kerosene.
of passion over common sense. I'm not really, I'm not one for analytical. I wish I could bottle that up.
Yeah.
Bottle
Just be
what?
like, like watching that and being like, did you think there's going to be a future? Like,
Have you ever
at
taken notes on a
at
Carnage
what
Cup?
point-
Because I have.
At what point did you think like this might be a good idea? Or at what point are you just going to realize, it's about enough of this shit and just quit?
Yeah.
And not do this anymore and not do any of it anymore? Like, at what point does common sense like start to seep into people's heads? Yeah, they got recognized, but you know what? They're just going to be typecasted forever as, hey.
And Kevin Brennan's going to bring him in and say, hey, we're going to put you in a fire death match.
That's going to be something. There should be a, I finally finished my food, right?
Right, yeah. 3 hours, brother. Yeah. Excuse me, brother.
He's going to take a whiz again.
That's like, what, my 5th piss in 4 beers?
I feel like a lazy slob. I haven't even gotten out of the chair.
I know.
Oh, Christ.
Really.
But, like, and I'm going to guess those guys are in their 20s or so,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I can't think that there's that much of a future for them.
No.
Maybe they're just
Not now,
really-
I
maybe
mean-
they're just really poor
Yeah.
and just have no other way of living Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was dating
I mean,
this.
it's a pretty bleak situation over there.
I was
for
dating
most
this chick
people.
from an obscure shithole country in Africa,
Yeah.
and she was like, I need a government letter to you. See, in my country, you're not allowed to leave unless there's like a written, notification from somebody saying they want you here.
Yeah.
And I was just like, the hell with it. I was like, you're a Japanese guy. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Oh Christ! But guys like that, like it's like kind of like with the whole Thumbtack Jackson. You're like, this guy's not going to go very long with his style.
Yeah.
It's not humanly
I
possible.
what do you think about? I've heard that Masada purposely put Thumbtack Jack out of wrestling because he was saying a lot of racist stuff.
What? Thumbtack
And-
Jack was saying racist shit.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know where I heard that, but I read that or heard that.
Didn't he,
He fucking power on his neck on cinder
Yeah.
block.
let me get this straight. He put Thumbtack Jack out, but Blade Boudreaux somehow survived the match with Masada. If I got that right. Like Blade Boudreaux is still around and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Okay, now
Yeah.
I'm gonna back you up a little bit.
But it
so
was
they
real-
had the Thumbtack Jack and Masada had the TOD Fast Forward Finals,
Yeah.
and Masada openly said on an interview he gave him a powerbomb off the top rope on the fucking cinder blocks.
Yeah.
Now this wasn't the match that ended his career,
Right.
but Masada said, I powerbombed him as hard as I could
Yeah,
on
'cause I
those
wanted to kill him.
on the cinder blocks because I wanted to kill him. You're
Yeah,
right. I
yeah,
do remember
yeah.
that. I do remember that.
Yeah. And then like the next match, he's like out of wrestling forever.
And then like a couple months later, they wrestled in
Yeah.
Germany, and he
I
fucking
remember
broke
when
his
the
neck.
announcement was made that Thumbtack Jack was no longer doing death matches. I remember Scotty Vortex.
He broke his back.
Yeah, Scotty Vortex was on my computer. He just like shrugged his shoulders. He goes, "What's he gonna do?" You know, it's like I don't imagine like anything else in his future.
Yeah.
If he's not gonna do death matches, fuck the.
Well, he does commentary now for WWE in Germany.
Yeah.
You mean
That I
WXW?
Yeah, maybe. Whatever.
Maybe.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
Whatever it is.
I don't think it's WWE that he's
I
doing
don't. You know,
commentary
that's the
for.
last time I've watched that product. So
I wouldn't even know what to look at if I was watching WWE. I'd just be wondering like how these people got there. You
Yeah.
know, like okay, like a foreigner just walked in this place. Don't you want to like look at him and be like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
Like you know that look you get with other people in the train
Bring
station.
him over.
where
Let's
you're
invite
just
him
like,
over. I want to invite him
Hey,
over.
join
Can
this podcast.
Is that okay? Hey, buddy. You want to join us, man? What's
We're gonna
that?
see-
Very good. Are you alone or are you with people? If you want to sit with us, you can sit with us, brother. If not, you can sit over there. It's okay.
Oh wait, I don't think it's dawned on him that he's in the Ribera.
He does.
Wrestling.
All right.
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah, but we're
Yeah,
like
we did.
drinking and shit, so you
He's
can join us if
podcasting.
you want, dude. Yeah, come on over, man.
Impromptu. It didn't even dawn on me like we're having this conversation and like we're being recorded.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
because it's been so long. This thing's been
No,
going
it
on.
seems like I openly bash people that I do talk about, but I mean, it goes like this with me. Like, if I'm gonna bash you. You
Come on in, man. Come on
You
in.
know, because like I go out of my way.
This is Chainsaw Tony Myers. I don't know if you know. He's famous as fuck, dude. Yeah, he's super
Yeah.
famous.
You know
Where
what's
are
ri-
you from?
You know what's ridiculous?
From Wyoming.
I thought you were from Germany. All right.
You know what's ridiculous?
I'm from Ohio. He's from Canada. I live in China. He's been in Japan for like 25 years wrestling.
From my dad's balls.
Oh, wow.
This is old lady.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Jared.
Jared. Nice to meet you. What brings you to Japan?
I live down the street.
Oh, okay. Do you teach? What do you do here?
I work in IT.
Oh shit! He's way cooler than me, man.
He's way smarter
Do
than
you
all
live
of
in
us.
China? Where do you live?
I live in Qingdao.
Qingdao.
Yeah.
Last year.
Oh really? What do you think of it?
It was
It's
super
it's
cold.
polluted as fuck right now, dude.
He's a professional podcaster and a teacher,
Hi.
as well as a
All right,
diehard wrestling fan.
Tony, let's rock it and finish it. Give us the last word, man.
He came across somebody else more interesting.
No, I don't want to bug this guy with my podcast shit, man. Give us the last word, Tony.
No, that's cool, man. You know, for anybody that's followed along this trek, I mean, it's been a long, windy road. I don't get much of
You're
a
a wrestling
chance
fan, right?
to really talk about wrestling and that kind of shit. I get on podcasts, I got a lot of shit to get off my chest. And, no, man, I mean, if you're still hanging in there and you're still listening to this, I mean, I truly do appreciate it.
Where can people find you online?
We've probably lost all the
Where can people
all the
find you
fucking
online,
knowledge
Tony?
at this point.
Where can people
Well,
find you
there's
online?
my very public Facebook, which, if you're going to call me Chainsaw Tony Myers, what's the point of me wearing a fucking mask?
Hey, show him your mask. Show this guy
I didn't
your
have
mask.
the balls to tell Tremont like the
This is his mask, bro. He
I
runs
didn't-
around with a chainsaw, man. Scaring
great.
people, scaring old people.
and now he's gonna think I'm a complete idiot. Like, what the fuck I sit this table of retards for? No, I was like, I didn't have the balls to tell Tremont. I'm like, dude, if you're gonna call me Chainsaw Tony Myers, why the fuck am I under this mask? It's just Chainsaw Tony. But I was like, it's H2O, it's Matt, it's his thing. I'll give you a good Schlack story.
You fucking killed Louis in that match.
Yeah.
I forgot
No,
about
I didn't
that.
kill him.
Nah, you do. Louis juices,
Dude, he ruined my
man.
shirt, man.
Louis juices, man. That dude blades like a motherfucker.
Yeah, but he cut me up all over the place, man. I mean, yeah. Here's a great one from H2O.
All right, last one. Man.
All right, I didn't want.
We don't want to go over 4 hours.
Yeah, even he's getting tired of me.
Hey, man, I could go on all night.
You know,
As long as I got beer.
Yeah, no Schlack. Look at his shirt, man. Oh, you changed shirts.
I did.
That wasn't his first choice. He only wore that shirt
I
because
was wearing Schlack today. Yep.
So Schlack goes, I go, hey buddy, I don't want to shit in front of the fans, but man, I gotta shit. And like, he's back there with a couple, like Mickey Knuckles and another female, and I go, it's like a community bathroom, I don't want to shit here. Like, is there another bathroom around here? And he goes, what are you gonna do, shit in the woods? Like, he's ballsy enough to say it, which makes it even fucking funnier.
Here it is, really too. You know what's so funny? Last story, and then as soon as the story's over, I'm hitting stop. So don't say a fucking word after I finish, okay?
Well, you said plug the social media. Yeah, I'm on my fake legal name of Tony Myers on Facebook. The fucking Instagram got hacked by fucking Chainsaw Tony. So did my Twitter. So go there if you want to talk about him, because I'll just go on my Facebook and say, this isn't him. You know, like, I believe in kayfabe and whatnot. So,
You should.
Yeah.
So real quick,
story.
last thing, I don't know what match it was. I think it was against Eric Grine. I forget what it was, but it was Schlack against somebody. And I believe in kayfabe. I believe in kayfabe. It's still real to me, right? And they're Schlack, right? Schlack, motherfucker. I'm gonna fucking da-da-da. And he goes under the ring, and he's going to get chairs, and he says in front of the camera in the softest voice ever, he goes, I can't find chairs. I'm like, oh, fuck, that's a gimmick he's doing. That voice is fake, man. You're killing me, man.
I was complaining about my man bun douchey thing, you know, because it's 3 feet of hair from my head. And Schlack just comes up and goes, yeah, I get the same shit. When I say he points at his fucking head. And that was the first time I ever met him.
All right, this has been Beers and Chainsaw. In theory, it was 3 episodes. See you later. Don't say anything. Boom. Stop. I don't know how to stop this.